governance, impossible. That is impossible. But if they want to sack back, give them back to back. Most of them men do that. At the position you want to do protest, who's your daddy? Satan sent, I'm that nigga. I'm that nigga. Bada figure. I the best every day. The only thing where they make me happy and new anthem. You never chop today. You want to do protest. Someone just take a look at them. Do you know what's the matter? I go prove to them say somebody bad, somebody wicked, I go do my best to make all of you regret. I don't come out from my set. I don't intercept. I know they use on sense. You think something go change if you do protest,
25 million people, Nigerians, you chose me. I've kept many of you hungry. Not only you, but your grandchildren. Accept it for this country.
Nigeria say they want good governance and it's impossible. Good governance, impossible. That is impossible. But if they want to sack back, give them back to back. Most of them men do that. At the position you want to do protest, who's your daddy? Satan sent, I'm that nigga. I'm that nigga. Bada figure. I the best every day. The only thing where they make me happy and new anthem. You never chop today. You want to do protest. Someone just take a look at them. Do you know what's the matter? I go prove to them say somebody bad, somebody wicked, I go do my best to make all of you regret. I don't come out from my set. I don't intercept. I know they use on sense. You think something go change if you do protest,
25 million people, Nigerians, you chose me. I've kept many of you hungry. Not only you, but your grandchildren. Accept it for this country.
I didn't know why I was hungry all the time until I saw this. What are you doing?
I'm gonna have some cereal. It's delicious.
What's that? I was gonna make myself sandwich. Bagels? And what is this?
It's talking about Benue massacre. Well, let's quickly paint a picture for you. Now, allegedly, of course, we do hear that over 200 armed men reportedly stormed the Yelewata community after dark on Friday, killing at least 100 people. Now, the attack happened despite what you see on the screen there, despite several military checkpoints in the area, according to the Benue governor's technical advisor. Now, top military and police officials visited Benue after the massacre, promising to stop the attack. Now, here's what we know as well. But was this about a farmer-header crisis? Well, Governor Alia's advisor, Solomon Yopev, says it wasn't. So what was it then? Well, President Tinubu is visiting today, but will this visit bring real change for the people? Well, the images you see there are images as developed by artificial intelligence, just to paint a picture and let you understand what we truly know. Well, away from what we truly know now, let's have joining us very quickly. We do have security consultant and MD CEO, Marine Guards Limited, Amadou Samson Ayebe. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you are indeed in tune with the current happenings, that the president will be in Benue State and the governor has called for a complete cleanup of.
Because probably the person has something in his pocket or in her pocket. So, please, if you know how to secure yourself, you secure yourself. This thing, you go and carry go, you don't be silly. If you know how to secure yourself, secure yourself. In fact, I'll send you the stuff on this thing so that you see. Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you so much. And good day, guys. Hope you guys are good. As I said before, but I'm so disappointed in all Nigerian men of God. The only person when they talk something at least, to the the guy just talk this one, they talk that one. And then, but on Sunday, some foolish Nigerians carry money in the pockets, 1,000, 5,000 to the keyboard. They give their fellow men or their daddy chinos in the name of Pastor Solomon, I beg, you don't follow, I beg, you know those we are the
No, same thing that you don't know. See, the election of Khan, I'm not Khan, I mean at the national. Let me tell you, privileged information. When they are conducting the election, 100 million used to flow from the caliphate, from Sultan of Sokoto, to influence the election of Khan. So what do you want to hear from them? Forget these people, we deal with them now.
Yeah. Spiritual husband, everybody. I don't know if I'm audible, but we have a situation where most of our questions are rhetorical, and the danger we have to appreciate now is whatever it is that looks like any element of a sovereign state, you know, the agency or the institution that should protect lives and properties have already been compromised. And I wouldn't really call it so much of a compromise. I would call it complicity. While lives were being hacked down in Benue and the preparation to launch the Enugu attack was on, the same military that failed to do anything in Benue and failed to do anything in Enugu was carrying out a ceremonious activity in honor of a renowned terrorist who didn't just show up, but showed up in the presence of the same traditional rulers, the men whose wives he has been raping, whose children he has been killing, surrounded by military, videoing him moving around with armored tanks, military whose men he has wasted. And he left with one condition for them, that they have to stop referring to them as terrorists if they wanted peace. That was one of the conditions he gave them. And he left. Somebody mentioned Nnamdi Kanu. I am not one of those that actually have ever thought of any reason why IPOP was proscribed. Now, I'm not here to delve into that. But we have a good understanding of how rightly or wrongly they operated. Whatever Buhari did was not for the safety of the country. Whatever the APC senses as a threat to the advancement of this Islamist, they ensure that by whatever means possible, they crush it. And I think that was basically what, whether IPOP or ESN or whatsoever, fell for.
Has called for a complete cleanup of the state. And what would you be expecting to hear from the president? I mean, just prompting your thoughts.
Yeah, good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Central TV. I want to come in. It's a very sad moment for us. I am from Benue State, actually. And then I expect that the entire government, the state government, should be mourning. And the president's visit for me is belated because we expect on the spot visits when things like this happen. You have over 200 people being killed. And what really bothers me is these guys that ride on motorbikes coming through major road. Yelwata is just on the major road when coming from Lafia before Daudu. So I don't know where and how in that numbers that they came in and nobody was able to abate that action until the damage has been done. Unfortunately, I am not expecting anything different from other responses we got when things like this happen. The president is just going, because from all indication it's going to be another fun fair. The president is visiting Benue State, but on a very sad note. I expect that the cleaning the governor is talking about, the blood, the stains should be left there. I think that to leave a mark, the scar of, letting have first-hand picture of what actually happened. But coming to ask the citizens that should be mourning, they should come out en masse to clean, to make the state look clean. It's not coming to commission any project, for God's sake. I feel that there's a misnomer for in the case of that letter or that memo that went around that citizens should come on en masse. They are not happy. Something has happened. It's not just Benue. Not just Makodi or Yelwata. We have the sides of Otukpo, Agatu, Ugboju, Onyagede, Eoyimini. Just, you can name them. It's been a continuous incessant attacks from these people. So how do we stop it? I expect defense, the chief of defense staff and his service chiefs to put boots on the ground and then wipe these guys away. I don't want to believe that nobody knows where these guys camp, because there are informations that these guys camp and they know where they camp. So for me, truly, I am very sad and I feel very sick this morning having to read that memo from the state government that you posted on your TV this morning, that the state should be cleaned and then citizens of Benue State should come out en masse. I expected the president to have been in Benue State on the ground assessment of what has happened, what has been happening, and to see how you profile solution. The chief of army staff was there, and I thought that would bring support to the people. Rather, there's an increase in the attacks.
Oh my god! I just won $60,000 for my car crash from this app from my phone. I don't know if you could see it, but it's called Case Connect Compensation Calculator. It's for $60,000.
The people. Rather, there's an increase in the attacks.
Right. Mr. Amudu, I do have to ask about
at times in Gabia stream around that Ugwaji, you see cows grazing on farmlands, drinking water from stream, even to that part. I say really like hello, can you hear me? Okay. Like you see cows. Those days I was in Enugu, grazing, even drinking from the stream we fetch drinking water from. Around this thing happened around 2004, 2003. Everybody, we saw it, nobody was speaking. They will tell you Fulani live in the bush. What we are there, how can somebody, a stranger will come into your land and of all places to stay, the person will choose the forest, will choose your forest and be coming out from your forest. On the normal, that thing is spying. These people are spies. And it didn't start today. It did not start today. Whatever thing, whatever agenda, whatever deal, it didn't start today. It didn't start last year. It didn't start last 2 years. This is a planned thing. They set this motion long time, and people were not understanding it. They are just manifesting it now because they are everywhere. They are everywhere in your community. They are everywhere. They are sleepers. What they call, is it sleep cells or what? Everywhere. The guy that said he woke up going to mass, he saw cow feces everywhere. You should be afraid. You should be afraid. You should be afraid. You should be afraid. These people are everywhere. They are everywhere. They are monitoring you. They are watching. They are just waiting for the signal. They are watching. And, okay, our politicians are not saying anything. Our leaders are not saying anything because they are compromised. Their allegiance, their loyalty is not to us. It is to them. It's not to us. They don't care. How will they care? All those empty lands that nobody is occupying, during an election, they will tell you results, PU words, manufacturing votes, and people will say cows are voting. What do you think they are saying? Cows are voting. Cows are voting. Those people are not cows, man. We know. They will bring in some group of people to our country and use them to manipulate electoral results, and people are just keeping quiet, watching. They can't do anything. And now they're now trying to enter the 36 states to occupy a certain part of our state. And tomorrow they will tell you 1 million results came out from a certain place. Who lives there? You and I know that the owners of those land ran away. Who is occupying those places? And tomorrow results are flying out from it, forcing you to accept them. Do you people can remember? I think it's House of Assembly or what? Somebody wanted to move a motion for as long as you live in a particular area or state. Maybe I think they wanted to abolish state of origin or something. These are plans. They're just rolling it out step by step, step by step. Because they want to take it. All these things didn't start now. They will tell you, Islamic nation, this one, that one. All these things are... See, one thing I've understood is, when somebody wants to deal with you, the person will show you. What is left for you to understand what this person is trying to show you. But the thing is that we don't want to understand that this person is pointing it to us that, see, we are going to do this to you. We are seeing that we are doing it to you and you can't do anything. And we are trying to handle them with kid glove. We are trying to paint. We are trying to diplomacy. There is nothing diplomatic about all this stuff. It is high time. It is high time we began to think for ourselves. It is high time. So, to end this, or what I'm going to say is, I would prefer anywhere you are, if you know how to protect yourself, go and build a bunker, because what is coming is greater than what is happening now. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. My own is, what you carry this to go for River State, maybe a lot attack some days ago. In Cross River, like down, when you gonna go Calabar? When you like, okay now, so like, is it like anywhere they go, like their identity must be Wahala. Paturanki, I need to go next. Okay, sorry, Zari, are you back? Paturanki, please hold on. Zari, are you back?
Okay. Yeah, I am. Let me just round up briefly.
Yes. Okay, go.
As a matter of fact, I will I will round up on the question you asked.
Yes.
Basically, it's odd that in a place like Cross River, what do you want in Cross River? How do you move from the desert and down? You pass through states and you end up in Cross River. Now, let me first approach it from certain international organizations like the UN. You may realize that anytime they are making reference, regardless of all of this mass killings going on, whenever the issue of Nigeria comes up and you hear them talking about oppressed ethnic minority, it is the Fulani they are making reference to. And it leaves you wondering, how do you refer to a group that is well armed, capable of killing hundreds of people in one attack? You ignore their victims and then you refer to that group as an oppressed ethnic minority. Now, there is something I want to draw your attention to. You may have noticed that each time the Nigerian military launches especially an air raid, there is this speed in saying they killed innocent people. Each time they launch an air raid, there is this speed in saying they killed innocent people. Some years back, between, I think, the border of Nasarawa and Benue, there was a notorious group, just like this ones that have been killing, that, about 25 of them that were taken out. Over a period of, I think, 24, 48 hours, one woman in the United Nations had already written a report about how there is a genocide against Fulani people. The fact that they have killed people days before that day and they are on a mission to kill more people was not her business. But she captured it as a genocide against Fulani people. So the network is complex. And why I'm making reference to those international organizations, you will notice that their perception of the Fulani, deliberately so, is that they are living in Nigeria and then every other tribe is hostile against them. When clearly in Nigeria you understand that once you spot them in an area, very soon your farms will turn to grave sites. Very soon your wives will get raped. Very soon your crops will be destroyed. So they are carrying out this evil and people are trying to paint them as the victim. So the mission entirely, why you find them in Cross River, is simple. It is true that certain politicians, possibly the likes of Buhari and all of that, have promised them that this is their land for the taking. Yeah, it's not new that when the likes of Ahmadu Bello and all of that felt, if not for the coming of the British, the Quran will long have been dipped in the Atlantic Ocean. So the mission is not dead. And the easiest way to move their fighters and their weapons is by refusing to stop this so-called open grazing. Because anytime you cite the movement of armed men and you engage them, because there is the cover of using cows and all of that, locally and internationally, it will be said that innocent herders have been attacked. So it is not a mistake, it's deliberate that they allow this thing to thrive. When you find them, they are touching in different parts of the south, down south. They are testing the grounds. And each time I see an attack in a place like Enugu, in a place like Ondo, in a place like Cross River, I tell the people, don't make the mistake. Don't make the mistake of sitting on the table with any herder on the other side in the name of doing some peace accord between farmers and herders. The mistake you will do to swallow the farmer-herder narrative, believe you me, you will regret it. It's not as if you will not have people who will resist them. You will have the force of the Nigerian army suppressing any resistance you have while they go ahead and do whatever they do. Meet anybody from the Middle Belt, he will tell you exactly what's happening. Like I told you, let me just round up on this one. How do you explain a scenario where in Benue, people take time to not just shoot people, but to burn them to ashes, and they leave, and not one person is arrested, not one person is traced? Then in a few hours, because people organize to protest, you've already deployed helicopters, you've already deployed armored tanks, and then you have a sitting governor. They just wasted over 200 people, mostly women and children. And then a sitting governor and an SGF, all of whom are indigents of the same place, are holding brief on behalf of those terrorists. The slightest or the remotest connection you have with the APC automatically turns you to their stooge. So it doesn't matter whether they say Reverend Father and all this nonsense. He has gone into a deal with them before he got power, and he doesn't know what to do. When you look at the way he sits, the way he speaks, you will understand that as bad as he is as an individual, there is something else that is controlling him. And I think we have to be very careful. And I think as it is now, the South will have to go a step ahead and not make the mistake of creating a platform for these people. Otherwise, you will not like the outcome of it, frankly speaking.
No, this last speaker has nailed it. No, sorry. Let me just address what he just said.
Francis, hold on. Every time you want to address, okay, you wait, carry hand up. Everybody else will just want to present to you. Please, just wait. Please. Thank you so much. Xavier, thank you so much. It's quite unfortunate that has happened like God knows how. Every time, just then Enugu. Full of Enugu State. I can tell you now. If you guys don't push back, I don't know. Now, Xavier, what do you think should be the way forward now for those from Benue State? Because the last time I checked, in the military, and I stand to be corrected, most of my friends who I know waiting for military, that mostly from Jos, Benue, Nasarawa, Taraba, and Adamawa State. What are they saying about this? And Southern Kaduna, what are they doing about it? Why are they like? I don't get it. Okay, now let's say since they have chief of defense staff now from Southern Kaduna, there has not been much attack since he came to power. I don't know what he has been doing there, but they are going to give that accolade. But then others, what are they doing in the case?
To be honest with you, I think the only way out, regardless of the number of people from that area and all of that, is for them to brave up. And at some point, the saboteurs in the military have the confidence. An example is somebody like Ado Aleru. It is because there are boys within the ranks that ensure nobody will touch him when he comes in and goes back. So from the middle belt, even though the chief of defense staff spoke about training young people to help as vigilante and all of that, it sounds like a welcome idea, but I don't want to embrace that. The simple reason is because of the kinds of compromises within the military. I mean, if you have a military that is aware of an attack and does not show up, and the very moment they hear that there is a protest, they show up, and they are even discharging bullets. On the plateau, you hear of a military that will not be around while about 400 people are killed. And then when they hear the story that actually one of the Fulani people that attacked died, they go to the village and they hunt down the vigilante and they take them out. There is a big problem. So it is up to the communities in the middle belt to take a step back at community level, and that's why I admired the Tortif. If we had traditional rulers like that, leaders like that, elders like that, it will begin to rally a scenario where at community level, people organize and arm themselves. Because the government is not to be trusted. The military is not to be trusted. The police is not to be trusted. These Islamists have already infiltrated it. And that is the reason why a typical middle belt community, once there is an attack and they see the military coming, some years back, they are more afraid when they see them, because there have been times people have been wiped out when people show up in military uniforms and all. It has happened, especially in Southern Kaduna. That was the case in some instances. And in this particular case of Benue, you will hear that the attack was not only by the Fulani, because it was more like a military strategy. If you may realize, they ambushed any form of defense, any form of rescue mission that may come, and they took out some military people. So it's not just random people doing things. It's a well-staged thing. So the best option I would say is at every community level, if there are traditional rulers, let them begin to meet, let them begin to talk to youth leaders, and let them begin to organize themselves. They must arm. But to the best of my understanding, I doubt if the military or the government is to be trusted, even if they create a certain situation where they say, let us train you to defend yourself. Who will they be receiving instructions from?
right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, let us hear from the next speaker, please. That should be Paturanki. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Welcome.
Good evening. Yeah, what I want to say is my boss, Zari, has said a lot. I traveled to Plateau State last year. That was an assembly area. Along the line, I went to Gidaman Jetta. Anyone that has been to that side should know that area. I don't see Hausa like me. So I went to see a friend at schools in Gidaman Jetta. She's studying medicine. So along the line, there are some group of guys that were discussing. So she was interpreting what they were saying to me. This guy is great animal. I am telling you for a fact, this is a student area. They were like, someone was calling them, they were on a call. So she was telling me that the person was asking them that when is the time that they feel that is the best time to strike. That was last year, December. Last year, December. So I noticed from the way she was reacting, I was not hearing, but she was hearing what they were saying. So she told me. So I told her that, relocate from this area. This one is not even, since you have heard it, because they thought we are strangers, that we don't hear the language. So what am I going to say? I saw a video of a militant that was in Benue before. I saw the video of that guy. The guy said something that people are not getting. This thing is a big network. It is beyond farmland or cow. The guy said, these Fulani guys called him, gave him a deal that it should cause confusion in 4 states. He mentioned Benue, Plateau, Nasarawa, and Zamfara. I saw the video of that guy. He's dead now. His name is Ghana something. Ghana. It's from Benue State. He told them that it's 1 billion we collect. They told him it's 50 million. Then he said they're going to give him 700 million. Then they did agreement, it was 350 million. No, is it 300? Yes. And he refused. That was before this insurgency started. He refused the offer that it's not going to be enough for him to buy ammunition and all those stuff. And the guy refused the deal. But ask yourself a question. When that guy refused, I know they would have employed someone else to do the work. Because the guy was later killed. He was granted amnesty and he laid down his ammunition. That was the idea they first used to make him lose his ammunition. Finally, he was killed. What is happening in Benue, in Plateau, that has happened in southern Kaduna when El-Rufai was governor, that it was the truth that they used. My own is that the people of the southeastern part of Nigeria, the problem the southeast is having is that they have useless governors. Minus Abia State, I will say for now. Southeasterners have useless governors that are selfish. It's happening also in Ebonyi State. From Ebonyi State, it's happening in Ebonyi State. Ebonyi, when that even happened, was even what's happening in Ebonyi? It's not even coming up in the media at all. But I have people in Ebonyi that are telling me what's happening in Ebonyi is crazy. Ebonyi, Enugu, very close to each other. Benue, very close to Ebonyi. Very close. The southeastern governors are useless. See, if the governor is not competent, there's no how this thing will happen in Benue State. The next thing you are doing is to host a party. Because what Tinubu is doing today is a party to me. There's no empathy. These guys have strong connection. Did you see the video today of a guy threatening very dark man? We posted a video in Nigeria. If Nigeria is the same country that DSS are Twitter, or if these guys don't have backup, that video can be tracked. But do a video now, criticize the government, they will come and pick you. This is a planned war. These guys have connections. It is beyond the military and the government. People should defend themselves. I will say it again and again. People should defend themselves. The guy even said that this is just the beginning. The video of the guy today said this is just the beginning. Their plan is to grab the lands. These guys are taking over communities in Benue. Their children and families are staying there. It is beyond town. Nnamdi Kanu said this, and people thought this man was crazy. It is beyond town. They are taking over people's land, people's property. They don't care about lives. I stayed in just for like close to 2 weeks. I know what I heard from indigenous. People should take up house and defend themselves. Your government will not do anything. The only state that is safe now in this southeast that I know that these people cannot enter Number one is Abia. Number two, Imo is because Imo has already boys that are already having issues because of the past election that did not happen. So those that are already enter Imo, because the enter Imo, they are boys that have gone. Many people should stand up and take up arms and defend themselves. This is just the beginning of the attack. I am telling you, just people should be ready. Nasarawa should be ready. It is beyond cow. The government knows what is happening. The governor of Benue State cannot tell me does not know what is happening. It's a shame. Oh. It's a shame that we have blood-sucking demons as leaders in our country. It's a big shame that the president is checking schedule to go and beat people that were killed. I know when Ghana air crash happened. It happened very close to us here at Tpain. Jonathan was there the next day, I think, or that day with Fasola. From Abuja. When the bomb blast happened at Ikeja, Obasanjo was there. I hit my mic. It is very painful. I hit my mic.
Patrick, let me ask you a question. Do you think there's anything the president can do? The way I look at this thing, they have all signed agreements with these people. Same with the government, same with the president. So it's not as if he does not have a party. Don't say it doesn't. But he can't do anything. He has signed agreement. Because I know they've all signed. They've sold their souls. That's the best way to put it.
That's my prayer. That's my prayer. If 2027 comes and this man wins again, we are done for. We are done for. We should do whatever it takes to take over power 2027. If these people win 2027, we are done for. It is not a joke.
Who do you think will win before?
Who
do you think will win before? Is it Peter Obi? Peter Obi does not even understand the dynamics of Nigeria and how the power plays. These people are the ones that give power. Clearly, it's obvious the way the president is bound to them. They are the ones that give power. So do you think that if somebody like Peter Obi even stands a chance, would they even go into any form of agreement with him? They are not stupid. They know those that they can talk to and will obey. And those are the people they give power to. So somebody like Peter Obi who thinks that it's just by the
biggest mistake is to give Peter Obi power. That would be their biggest mistake ever.
They will fuck them up completely now. They know. They will fuck them up.
But it's not a joke. Peter Obi is not a gentleman. Forget how those time he's doing. Let that man get power. You know that it's not gentle.
See, the thing is, the thought that will they give, will they not give, will they give, will they not give, basically only enforces or buttresses their hold to power. When Nigerians decide to sack all of them, I can assure you they will go. And that's one of the reasons why I always feel even 2027 is too far away. Look at the death toll and how far these guys have gone. Even subtract the killings and look at the level of compromise in the security forces. Look at the attitude of the president. You can imagine a president that in a day has already commiserated with India over a plane crash. He's quick to say certain things about certain things. But then a massacre of over 200 people in his country takes about 48 hours for him to make a comment. That would be after a US congressman has commented, the Pope in the Vatican has commented, and he is casually saying he will clear his schedule and visit as if he missed his girlfriend's birthday. And it's more like, I'll try and get you cake next tomorrow and show up. And then there is a sitting governor that he wasn't even present in the bed. So there are many things that are messed up. And these people, we are thinking of 2027. But when we rise and stand, and they are not even sitting comfortably, we could get them out, because what Nigeria needs is not a change of guards in terms of who is the president and all of that. It needs a purge where even the so-called, you can imagine all the mess happening in the Middle Belt. Go around all of the senators and all of the members of the House of Representatives and see if you could quote one person across all political parties that has ever come out openly to condemn what's happening. So they are a group of people that are completely disconnected from the realities of people. There are only few governors that are executive, as far as a governor is executive today in Nigeria. They will have to review their speeches before they say anything. And if they make the mistake of saying rubbish, they will have to issue an apology. So yeah, when somebody asked earlier that can't we just ban open grazing? Does the governor not have the power to do so? there is something the APC is to Nigeria. It is a cancer. And what Nigerians should look at is not just the matter of remove Tinubu, someone else will do better. The structure of the APC and those who have gone into alliance with them and whatsoever the Nigerians must see it as, unless you take them out, nothing will happen. The attitude of the federal government is what enhances these Islamists to do whatever they want. That basically is what the problem we are having. So if we see PO as somebody that they will give power to, then we will suffer for a long time. We must see them as people we will sack from power. We must see them as people that we must purge from the Nigerian system. Otherwise, we would continue to suffer. They are not people that you take power. They are not people that hand over power. They are people that die holding power. And if that is how they want it, then Nigeria must, then our own sovereignty and our survival as a people is way beyond their political ambition. I think we should start looking at it that way.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, now let us hear from. They also attacked Abia State, either yesterday or 2 days ago. Anyway, let me ask a question. Don't we have up to 1,000 people, or let's say 500 people from Benue State living in the UK? Don't we have up like 1,000 people from Benue State living in America? If they should come out, if they should go to Nigerian embassy and stage a peaceful protest and let the world know what is going on, what will happen? Because all this talk what they do online, it is not good. I beg, McDonald's, over to you, please.
Okay, sorry, just a quick one. Perfect. How are you doing? Good evening. Imperfect, Fulani attack in Benue, Enugu, and Abia, it didn't include Imo. Because last 2 weeks, Agba was attacked by Fulani herdsmen. Thousands of people killed. You didn't see it, my brother.
Sorry,
hello?
Yeah, I said what? Please, sorry.
I'm asking you a question. I don't know if you're listening.
I didn't hear you. Sorry, I did talk with my sister.
Yes, I said your topic here is Fulani attacks in Benue, Enugu, Abia, and others. I'm not asking you. Didn't you hear the Fulani herdsmen attack in Imo State at Agua community? When
was that?
That was last 2 weeks now. I posted it now.
I didn't hear you to be sincere. No verse.
Are you hearing me now?
I said I didn't hear about the attack then. Sorry, I didn't hear about the attack. But I can hear you, but I didn't hear about the attack in Imo State. Because at the point in time I stopped listening to Nigerian news, I beg. I don't tire for one. I beg. I'm now unfortunately Nigerian. I'm now from Ghana, I beg. Go on, please. Matthias, are you there? Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me, please?
We can hear you.
No.
Yeah, you are loud and audible.
Okay,
I think it dropped.
Okay, good. Pastor, please go on. After you come to H, then come to Organ, please. I mean, Sam, then for Organ.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead. You have like 5 minutes. Thank you.
Now, I just want to confirm some stuff that one of the speakers spoke about. If you go on Facebook now, right from the morning, there's this rumor that is going on. An helicopter was seen in a village called Dalu in Mushere, Bokos local government. And it's not a security helicopter. See, this thing is just beyond what we think. Let me tell you, 2027 has already started. 2027 election has already started. And this is the strategy they used to take down Goodluck Jonathan. And you see this hitting here. At the end of the day, they will call the government at the center, come, let's talk. You want to cross, let's talk. All these are strategies. And it's not going to stop. See, I had the privilege to go to Berkeley and somebody I met, I've not verified it, but I was privileged to talk with him. He told me, he said there is a man in Berkeley, either he's a retired general or so he's a Fulani man, that man is the one that controls what happened in Aso Rock. I didn't believe it. He said he can walk in, he decides. So, see, I talked with the guy. He said, but if you mess up, even while he was talking with me, he came privately. He came for the meeting privately. And he I believe that there is a force somewhere that is holding back that we don't know. Because you have the law, you have the law enforcement, you have everything with you at your disposal. But what is that thing that is making our presidents look stupid? That they cannot act. There's something behind the scene that we don't know. See, in this place I am now, some guys that ran from around axis of National State and Benue, they came. They told us something. Recently, there was a little skirmish around the area before this Benue one finally blew up. They told us something happened. Some military guys came, and they were the ones that invaded them. And they kept their bike. This bike, the military, they have this bike that they use for, entering terrains like that. They saw one day after the attack. So because there was if they will return to where they kept the bike with the Fulani people, there would be issues. So they left and communicated for those guys to bring the bike. It was in the course of that, those boys now saw these people, the Fulani with the bike. How comes you are having military bike, this bike? That was where the alarm blew. I think they came from Makurdi, so they came and arrested the guys. They picked the guys. See, this nation is in a mess. It's beyond what we think. When Tiwa Danjuma said they are colluding, see now, who has investigated him? Where is the DSS? Where is the military? Why didn't they go to arrest Tiwa Danjuma for speaking that, bringing a very strong statement that they are colluding? Who has questioned him up to today? Nobody has questioned him. Now, to our traditional rulers, whether village head or district head, they are also part of our problem. If you interact with some of these Fulani people, they will tell you that they didn't come illegally, that they paid our traditional rulers. Go and investigate. Most of our traditional rulers, they collect money from them. And so there's this audacity they have to tell you that we didn't come without the knowledge of your ruler. So our traditional rulers, we have problem. We need to begin to sit with our traditional rulers and ask them questions. What is it? Because if the traditional ruler said, you have no right to enter the land, but you can see the way they are entering the land without anything. We have had that experience. They told us they are giving our traditional rulers. In fact, when I was in Jos, my traditional ruler has a lot of cows. And some of the people taking care of the cows, they are Fulanis. Some of these you see some of these big top shots in the nation, some of them have cows. See, this thing is a complex thing, very complex. So if you ban this thing, they are at disadvantage, whether Fulani or not Fulani. Some of them are not Fulanis, those owners of those cows. Some of them are our elites who have the cows. So Nigeria, I don't know how we'll handle this. I don't know how Nigeria will deal with this, but it's beyond Tinubu. Sincerely speaking, it's beyond Tinubu. There is a force behind the scene that we do not know. Thank you, Mr. Interfet.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Medina, are you back? Medina, are you back? Okay, Sam, are you there? Sam, over to you, Sam.
I'm back. You're back. I'm back. Okay, yeah, just like the last 2 weeks ago, also, Fulani herdsmen were attacked a community in Imo State, Agua. You know, people were killed. You understand? You know, and people, Nigerian newspaper and traditional media, and they are not doing well. They are afraid to report all these things. You know, there are many who are, if Very Dark Man had not gone to Benue and made those things public, many people wouldn't have known the level of atrocity those bastards committed over there. You understand? So the journalists are not even doing their work at all. They are fared woefully. They are not reporting anything. They are political. They're only working for the government. You know, such thing you won't see it on the mesh. When you tell people that Nigeria will not work, they will look at you as if you are being stupid. You know, people who have studied Nigeria from time immemorial have come to tell you that, if you continue being here, you are wasting time, not going to work. You know, people come out and say such things. People that the enemies of Nigeria. But they are the one who are being realistic. Either people are not talking about you are telling me those AK-47. And what annoys me most is that people will say, protect yourself, do this, go and carry gun. Where did they get the money to buy the gun? Fulani herdsmen, they were carrying AKs. They have dynamites. They have drone. But you are telling the community, a farmer, a common man there who cannot even, get a machete to go to his farm or her farm to cultivate. You are telling the person to get an AK. Where would the person get an AK-47? Or are you going to fight Fulani herdsmen with the Okamed gun? You see, if you look at it very well, you find that we are all in a mess, and it's all about deception. We are living. Nigeria is all about deception. Nothing is real. Everything is fake. People are thinking, so don't ask yourself. This AK-47, those hungry for this man, ordinarily they can't afford it. Ordinarily, because they look hungry, they can't afford it. How are they getting this kind of billions of naira to get all those ammunition? It's a big question. Someone is supplying them with those things. But you come and tell community who have lost all their lives, you will tell them to protect yourself. Protect yourself with what? Protect yourself with what? If you very well, you discover that Nigeria is meant for a particular people. And that is why if you are good, you can't rule Nigeria. If you are a very, very good person, you don't have
Is it because McDonald's breaking up?
Yeah, not just here. His network is bad.
Oh. Okay, I don't know who's going next.
Let us go to Sam. After Sam, we come to Rich, we come to Organ. Rita, for your welcome. Sam, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Thank you. Zari, I want to really commend you for what you do. I've followed you on all the social media platforms on Facebook. I think you found yourself like a full-time job, because you are always striking this the nail on the head. I find it difficult to understand, especially these communities within the middle belt. Maybe because of fear, the people that have understood how tough the thing is and they are afraid of their lives don't really speak. But thank you for what you are doing, even as a young person. I have been following this for a while. Benue particularly, as far back as 2010, I used to work with a surveying firm in Abuja. We used to have properties in Makurdi. I recall that virtually every time I travel on that road to go to Makurdi. There is never a time that I will not see people carrying either their beds, the one that were able to escape. It's a constant happening on that when you are leaving Nasarawa, heading to Lafia, to Makurdi. It's always a constant feature. You will always see that. So those communities have been under attack for God knows how long. Nasarawa is very, very strategic when it comes to these people's attacks. I want to side with the people that always say that that is where some of the attacks are planned. Like this one that happened in Yelwater. I was listening to somebody who knows that area very well. He said, like that's a day or 2 days before that they got intelligence that something like that was going to happen. That they sent this same intelligence to security forces. Yet nothing was done. And he said the following day he called about 7 phone lines, and each one of those people had lost his life in that attack. And let's also not forget that this same Benue, there was a sitting governor who was always speaking against what was happening when Buhari was president. From the reports we got at that time, that he had to run on his foot, even with the retinue of security he was having, just to escape for his life. So what is giving those people that kind of effrontery to even confront a sitting governor with the attempt to take his life? Not to talk of the little, the poor within that community. So indeed, it's a very, very serious thing, and I don't know. I don't know whether the last speaker was saying he doesn't even know what to do because it's quite a huge problem, and the thing has continued, and the leaders are not speaking. Governor, I didn't hear what the governor said today, but when I was watching some of the reports he was making, you could see that even when he was speaking, he could not come out clearly and say this is what is wrong in the state, as even the chief security officer. So it's either maybe the thing is beyond him and the communities, the people have to gather. I don't know how we are going to do it, but something has to give, or else we'll still be reporting this thing. I will come back and be talking on spaces. I don't know much about what's happening in the southeast, but I can always speak around Benue and Kaduna where I stay. These things are very, very serious, and it's a complicated network. The people are doing everything possible to, I don't know, wipe away all those people from their God-given land and take over. So truly God must help us as Nigerians. I yield the mic.
Yeah, can I just go ahead? I have to come down from the tram when you said that my next room. Sorry?
Okay, go on. After you come to H.
Okay, so what I just want to say, some of us, we've gone past getting angry on impulse anger. Our own anger is, you are angry, but you still have that mindset to sit and strategize. Not this one. Before this killing happened, some of us, we've been really, really angry. So we're not the type that we get angry, then the next minute we're tweeting about football or tweeting about some other things. So we can still sit down and understand some things. And one thing I want us to know is that when we say, can the government, you see, when you say that, it's like you are not angry enough as a Nigerian, because you need to know that these people know what to do. So when we begin to say, can't the government, they know what to do. They are not stupid. Nigerians need to know that they are not stupid. That's when you understand that they know what to do. That is when you will be more angry to do certain things. For that aside, let's not continue to think that they don't know what to do actually. So I just also wanted to address what Zari said. So the truth is that I understand what you are saying. But we cannot, if water is leaking in your room, you cannot just begin to break every part of your room and start looking for where the water is coming from. You first go outside and off the main tap. So right now, we cannot begin to say, is it jihad, is it Islamic? And there is another theory that Benue is the food basket of the nation. And then maybe they are trying to block this this narrative. It's not even a narrative. Maybe they are trying to end this particular part of Nigeria so that, you know, the GMO and all of these buying. So there are different theories that can come into this play. So either jihadis or maybe the Western power trying to crumble the basket of the nation and then trying to make it. You see, these are theories. That means it all still boils down to the most important thing. The most important thing is getting the leaders you want as Nigerians. So today is Benue. Yesterday it was Benue. This one it was Jos. Another place it was so everybody is getting it back to back. So to begin to say, I'm not saying you are wrong, Zaria. To begin to say that it's jihadis, you can't be right. You see, the UK, where the UK is right now, election is not their problem, right? They elect their leaders, so they can be able to figure out where the problem is coming from. When they talk about gang rape and all of these things, they can do these things, right? And if the government is not doing certain things, they know how to hold their government accountable because they elected their government. So the first thing needs to be solved. You can't just jump and begin to pluck. You can't jump the gun, or how do they say it? You need to first approach the most and fundamental problem, which is electing your government. Once you are able to elect the government you want, then you can begin to ask for accountability. And what I always say is that I don't know why we're expecting so much from this government that we didn't vote for. Me, I don't expect anything from this government. All I'm hoping Nigerians should realize is that, okay, 2027, we either get it right or everything crumbles. So all this one that we are just approaching this thing bit by bit. These people know what they are doing. They are very conscious. They are not fools. When you talk about the Benue governor, he's either being threatened or he's very much involved. So a lot is happening, and we think that they don't know what they are doing. To bring out children under the rain to line up for this man, you think that they don't know that this is very inhuman. They are doing, in Nigeria, we say koro, that they use clear eye to do these things that we see happen. So don't think that they are being naive or they don't know what they are doing. You are not as, don't think that you are as smart as they are. They are very smart. So when Nigeria understand that these governments are intentional about what they are doing, then we also need to be intentional in what we need to do. Come 2027, we need to be intentional, not this one that we are talking about campaigning for. We've gone past campaign. In fact, like I tweeted somewhere, I said, the way you should be angry as a Nigeria is that you should just be praying that they rig the 2027 election so that you can just know that everything will just end here. So that we can do what we didn't have the chance to do 2023. That if they give us the man we want, you will feel that pain that, so you don't get where to pour this anger. That is the level of anger Nigerians should get to right now. That we have not come out to do certain things. It should just be built up anger, like you are waiting for the perfect time. You know when you are setting trap for someone, when you are waiting trap for someone and you just want that person to fall into that trap. That should be the plan for 2027. Peter Obi should not even be in the picture. It should just be a curtain that we want to say, okay, now, may they not just pick at me. May they just read this thing. God, may they do this thing so that we could not say everybody will not match with the Aso Rock or government houses. Take a tour and just bring everything to a close. That should be the mindset of Nigeria. So, Zaria, just to repeat, I know where you are coming from, but we need to settle one thing first before we get to that part. Once you've done the good governance part, then you can begin to figure out where the problem is actually coming from. If Peter Obi is the president of the country now, and he could not, or he cannot still secure the life of these people in Benue, in Jos, then we know that, okay, this problem is beyond bad governance. Now we are looking at jihadis, we are looking at other narrative. So it all still boils down to good governance. We need to elect our leaders. First, all the problems we are facing, we can't begin to just cut a tree from the top. You uproot it from the ground. Good governance is what we need.
Sorry, Mr. Oge. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. After all that has been said, mostly with evidence, clear-cut evidence, are you still insisting that this is a case of bad government rather than some set of people carrying out certain agenda? Is that your stance?
See, my stance is that regardless of the agenda that is being propagated, the first function of the government is to protect the life and property of citizens. Isn't it? So it all still boils down to the government.
So what happens in a case whereby the government, their hands are tied based on the agreement they have signed?
Who is tying? See, we all. So this is not just
Hold on. You said your question, who is tying? Who is tying, Abi? So I am asking you now, using your common sense, why is it that no single state has been able to establish a ban on open grazing? Everybody knows, point blank,
so
that
let me ask you
hold on, let me finish my question. Everybody knows this is the problem. These herdsmen carrying their cows around, they are the problem. Like, there's no guessing it, right? So why is it that no single state government has had the confidence? They are saying it's just bad government and not some people above fully trained. Why is it that no single state governor, even after hundreds of their people have been killed, no governor has come out openly to say, hey, this guy's carrying cow, please.
Can I answer your question? Simply put,
go ahead.
The ones that their hands are not tied, that they are not doing. How do you now expect us to believe that the ones that you think that they are? Look at the budget. Did anybody tie their hand to pump the budget the way it is right now? The little things that you will not say their hands are tied and they are not doing.
You are not answering my question. You are going on a different tangent. I don't understand what you're saying. Just address my question.
Right now, I'm trying to tell you that right now you cannot ascertain that any government hand is tied. Even the governor of Benue State, you cannot ascertain because the little things that they are even supposed to do without their hands being tied, they are not doing it. So it's a failed government. Do you get
my question? Is still not answered. Why have they not been able to ban open grazing? Okay, that's my question. Answer that straight.
Yeah, the government is not functioning. The government is not functioning generally.
You see, the simple fact that you started off by saying it is a theory.
No. Sorry,
it is a theory.
Maybe
I don't mean to make you feel bad, but you don't have a grasp of the history of what's happening. You see, this Boko Haram you see, the clearly identified Boko Haram, when they began, while they were rightly rolling out what their policies were, which was the suspension of Nigeria's constitution and the full implementation of Sharia in that region, they were proscribed by a particular government. When the APC came in, rather than follow up on that to eliminate them, they decided to unroll a certain program called Amnesty, where we had over 40 to 45,000 Nigerians already living in Niger Republic as a result of terrorism. The government embraced them and was spending billions, flying them around, giving them clothing, placing them on, stipends. Then it so happened that when the issue in the Middle Belt flipped, and then heavy arms and heavy, military style of attack began coming. I'm talking to you about attacks that come in, kill hundreds, and run away, and not one person is arrested. When that started, there have been several calls from groups across Nigeria, proscribe Miyetti Allah. Possibly you may or may not be aware that Miyetti Allah has taken responsibility for a number of deadly attacks across the Middle Belt under Buhari. The federal government refused to do it. Of course, I am not ignorant of how international politics play in on the local front. But you see, whatever it is that comes from any foreign interference only happens when there is a vehicle on ground. So unless you understand that the vehicle on ground in Nigeria is the jihadist agenda, which anybody that comes will find, okay, where's the aggressor? Okay, there is this person that loves to do this. Let's go this way. So if there was any foreign intervention, if there was any foreign manipulation, then it would be that, try to look at it. How do you assess a scenario where there is a foreign intervention? If it is chaos they want to bring, who do you think are the right kinds of people that you should harm? Is it the ones that already have a steady supply of weapons by their sponsors, or the ones that feel we need to defend ourselves? It has been a consistent pattern of attack for over a decade. And you're still talking about theory. How do you want us, unless you want us to start intellectualizing issues, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, I think you don't have a grasp of the history. So unless you want us to be intellectualizing, to start gisting, talking about this and that, but there's a point in time when you just view things on the level of common sense, and that will tell you what's basically happening.
Common sense and reality, not only common sense. Common sense and reality.
The was not to offend you with that statement. What I'm saying right now is that you cannot, of course you can, but to just point it out that it's jihadist. What if someone tells you now that the West just want to get grip of that state that produces food for the country to do. So there are a lot of things that can come to play when you have bad governance. See, you cannot tell me that their hands are tied. Meanwhile, the places that their hands are not tied, they are still being crazy and being stupid and doing a lot of crazy stuff.
Mr. Oge,
So the first thing you need to get first is to get the government right, to get governance right.
Do you think you have a better grasp of the history than Obasanjo that said to you that there was an Islamization and Fulanization agenda in Nigeria? Do you think you would ever have a better grasp of what he is doing with all he has done on the African continent, internationally and locally? These are not things that when you say that and it turns out it's not so. You see, the resurgence of this particular war started over a decade ago, but it has been here for a long time. That's why I said to you, our understanding of it in the Middle Belt is slightly different because our forefathers fought this war. It's suspended and it is suddenly resurging. But if you don't want to see it this way, it will eat up everybody in the country gradually while we're busy.
The question now is, can you call this government to your aid? Can you call this government to your aid?
Mr. Oge, you know what I think? I think what you're trying to do, you're trying to deflect, hold on. You're trying to deflect us from the reality. That's what you're doing. Because now you are now chopping everything down to bad government. That's what you're doing. But that is not the reality, and you know it. You're just...
So you have two options. You either defend yourself when the government defends you. There are two options here, straightforward. You either defend yourself or the government defend you. Now the question is the government coming to defend you at this point in time with the government you have right now? Do you have any sense of comfort or any sense of, how do I put it? Do you think that the government is even attempting to come and help you, the current government you have right now? So with these two options, you have to pick one. Either defend yourself or call the government for aid. So now, can you call this current government, this one that brought out children to come and celebrate themselves? Now, did they tie their hand to bring out children to come and celebrate them on that?
So you feel the government has a say in this whole thing? Do you really think they have a say in this current situation? Do you think the president right now, as he is now, has a say in this situation? Is that what you're saying?
All I'm saying is you need to off the tap before looking for where the water is coming from. You cannot jump bad governance and try to sort out jihadis or Islamic regime or whatever the situation may be. You cannot jump bad governance and go and do that on your own.
I think the problem is that you are just waking up to this issue now. I told you, I said the resurgence of this has been around for more than a decade. And prior to its resurgence, it has been around for a while that our forefathers fought. So we have a good understanding of it, but it looks as if you don't want to listen to what we are saying. It's not, maybe you are just waking up to an agenda, and that's why you are trying to...
He has his agenda that maybe he has been put here to propagate, but your agenda is in lack of common sense.
Thank you so much. Mr. H, over to you, please. H, are you there? H, your hand is up. Are you there, H?
Okay, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, can you hear me? Okay, yeah, so I'm going to give a very short submission. So I think I would rather come from a more solution-oriented submission, which is that most people have listened to the submission are mostly preferring a more macro level solution, which if we want to look at it from that angle, you realize that at a macro level you are dealing with people who are displaying some psychopathic tendency, and by that I mean the current administration. They tend to not show any sign of empathy, and when you are dealing with a psychopath or like someone who has some psychopathic tendencies, it's very difficult to appeal to them from an emotional point of view, which most people have tried to do. But rather, I would recommend a more local-oriented solution. And we've seen that, and by that, like at the community level. I'm from a community in like Ohafia local government. Like I wouldn't want to be more specific, but I've seen it being implemented by my Eze, who I think it was in 2017, 2018. There was an announcement that moving forward, cattle, the Fulani herdsmen were banned in my community. And also, he went further to also announce that cows is henceforth banned in the community. So, like, meaning, like, he didn't want to open, like, a loophole where some of them can gain access to the community, you know, via the excuse that they probably want to, like, sell their cattle. So, and like, after that announcement, you know, there was some criticism from some Ezes within the local government that tried to criticize him of probably being a bit bigoted by that announcement. But after that announcement, we, like, as we speak right now, I am from there. There has been zero attack in that particular community since 2017, 2018 that announcement was made. And prior then, like, there were frequent killing in the community. So I think we should rather, you know, like, try to provide a more local oriented solution, because some people might try to argue against the conspiracy of the Fulani expansionist agenda, and I think it would be very, very naive to argue against it when over history, like, I mean, the evidence is very glaring. So my recommendation would be that I've seen it being implemented and it worked somewhere, and where you worked, that's where I'm from. And I think other people should also take cue from that and try to, like, implement it. Like, for me, I don't see anything bigoted about trying to protect yourself, right? If many communities in Nigeria start to implement this, and, you know, or like try to start implementing these extreme measures, and people target as being bigoted, I think that's the problem, because when the perpetrator tries to attack, you don't see people, you know, shouting bigotry, but then when people try to defend themselves, they target as bigotry. So that's my submission.
Your mic is not clear at all.
Is it better now?
It's a little. Go ahead.
Do you think that which was Benue State should apply this iPhone, this second of self-defense, security to all the state?
Sorry, the co-host, if you heard what he said, can you help us re-echo it? Because I didn't grab most of what he said.
Francis, I didn't hear him at all. I can't hear him.
You have to try again, because I'm trying to answer the question, but if I don't understand it, I can't really answer.
No,
you said, do we think that the ASN what?
ASN method should be applied to various things. ASN method.
Whoever caught what he said, just help us repeat it so that we can address it.
Do you think that the ESN method should be applied in Benue State?
Okay, when you say ESN method, what do you mean? You mean military invading the community? No, okay, I got the question. No, what I'm asking him is, when you said ESN method, do you mean the military should invade the community and start seizing mountain roadblock? Or when you say ESN method, explain to us what you mean exactly.
To prevent their villages.
Oh, okay, I get you. To me, personally speaking, I'm very much, disappointed with the Benue community. Do you even need to tell them?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I get you now. I said, to me personally, I feel very disappointed with the people of Benue. There are some things you shouldn't tell especially grown-ass men. You shouldn't start telling them. They should know instinctively. This thing has been happening for at least more than 5 years now. And are you telling me that no lessons have been learned? It is very obvious that the police and the military are not going to provide any form of security. So why would these Benue people continue to wait on the security? In fact, they even understand that the security is against them themselves. So first of all, if they decide to establish some kind of vigilante, they know that the security will come and dismantle everything. So using your basic common sense, you should secure your people without even the know of the security. Do you understand? You have your local youths, you hold a meeting in a town hall, and you position them in strategic places. Some persons say, they don't have guns, they don't have AK-47 like that. Do you need to have guns to defend your own land? Do you need to have guns to defend your own land? With basic cutlass, and you place your youth in strategic locations. You two are determined to defend their people, place their life for the security of their people. They will take care of it. The Fulanis are strangers in that community. They don't know the land more than the Benue people. There's no how you tell me that strangers that came there know the land more than the people who own the land. People who own the land know the nooks and crannies of the land, where to hide and nobody will see them. Look at what happened in Niger Delta. Was it not the small Niger Delta youths that faced the army and made a mess of them? There's some things that you say, it's just so annoying. First of all, I don't even have pity for this Benue people again, because to me, I don't know whether to say this is the highest level of cowardice. Because this has been happening continuously. So why do you not need some kind of special training to defend your own self? Already shows that your community, I don't know, I think it's fractured in some way. Because the evidence is already there that these people will come and they'll continue to come and they'll continue to come. And what do they resort to? They want to start holding protests. What do you think will be the outcome of your protest, for crying out loud? You have been doing protests for how many years? Since the former governor till now, they've been protesting. What is the outcome? Nothing. And you are still doing protests. I don't understand how that makes sense to the youths in that community. Take up arms, even cutlass. With cutlass and strategic planning, you can deal with these people. You own the land, for crying out loud. Defend yourself. Nobody's going to come at you. You want to wait till all your women and children are killed before you now decide that you should gather the mind to defend your community. This is crazy to me. Personally, this is just crazy to me. The youth should come together, put themselves, plan themselves, and set up themselves such a way that they should push back on these people, push them out of their bushes, push them out of their community. Since it is clear that nobody's going to help them, they have to take that responsibility upon themselves to help themselves. Else, this kind of news will continue and nothing will be done. Year after year, it will be hundreds, 300, 400 people. Till the community is finished, I believe that's when they will now have, maybe one or two persons are left, then they will now have the sense to do what they are supposed to have done. That's my own take on.
I think you also need to understand that.
Can I say something about this Benue? I don't really think that it's because of cowardice. These people have resisted in those days. They resisted these jihadists. You understand? We have a complex situation on ground where the military will not be available when attacks are carried out, but they will be available when you want to go after the attackers. And these people are in, and then you are taken to prison.
You don't get what is happening. Look, even the Benue thing is the same thing. I spoke with some of them. It's not as if they can't defend themselves, but you can't come out with literal arm. They will pick you up, but the jihadis are moving with it freely. This is the situation.
Exactly what I wanted to say. This is sad. It is so sad. This is what they are doing. It is so unfair.
May I speak, please? Thank you. So, I think the problem is largely about coordination. First, the solution is not to get any government to want to help. They are not going to help. They are in connivance with the terrorists. They are never going to do it. So the only way forward is for people to defend themselves. And if there are people in government who would have supported, the people, but they also need the people to fight first. And there is Tpain Danjuma had said it several times. This is somebody that has a lot of money. I've blamed him when I talk about this. This guy should put his money where his mouth is. He should train people to defend themselves. He's a military man. He should do more than just talking. However, beyond that, the youth of the middle belt need to force people like that to do what they're supposed to do. Get resources from them, financial resources, the training, everything. They need to not let people like that rest. One, because he has already made it known to them that they need to fight. So going to them is, Baba, now you say we could fight, now we won't fight. So I think the coordination is very important. When the gentleman, I listened to the gentleman's narration of what happened before the recent attack happened, that they heard about it. They told the police. And I was like, if you heard about it, why didn't you guys prepare for them? Even if you don't have cutlass. As far back as the Biafra War, the Ogbonigwe was created. And even the Nigerian military were very, very afraid of it. And these were created by people that were not necessarily military people. Even if they were, that wasn't what they were doing at first. A lot of people were just university lecturers, students in their part 4, in their final year, and they created these things. If they could do it then why can't we do it now? It's not so difficult. Even if you go to YouTube, you're going to see how to make IEDs. If that's all you can do, so that they at least lose that benefit of a surprise attack before they even get to you, and you're able to do more. I think it's the coordination that is lacking. A lot of people have ideas, but I think there is no leadership. And I keep using the youth because the elders have fought the fight they could fight. Even someone like Tpain Danjuma, who thought he was fighting on the right side, his people are not being killed. Like Dito Gumon, the people he thought he was fighting on their side, that all were together, same north. Now they know that the people are being killed anyhow. So the youth need to stand up and be more organized. Somebody also said that sometimes they come by river, they come by boat. How would people come by boat and you cannot prepare for them? At least you should see them some 200 meters away before they get to your village. Why are people not? Why don't you have vigilance before they come? Why should people be met in their houses and be killed like that? And I'm not saying that the people of the Middle Belt have not been doing something, but I think they need to do more than what they've been doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And please, I wanted to ask him Zanini's question, which is not there. Where is Dr. Krog? What will it cost people from Benue State living in diaspora, living in UK, living in America, to go to BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, pay them, get interviews, and get awareness for the whole world on the screen? And they also contact the people, go to Vatican and get awareness. Because the current truth now, it used to be Nigeria of Tpain. It knows about all these things going on. In fact, if not for the fact that your president said he never knew what was going on, or a shame. Please, let's say Abkara, come to Provost, they come to Christian, they come to Solomon. Please, Akura to them. Akura, are you there?
In fact, please, the next person should go. I'll come back to you.
Go most over to you, please. Co-host, are you there? No. Okay, Christian, over to you.
Mr. Imperfect, how are you? How are you doing? Yeah, I know everybody's not feeling good with the current situation in Nigeria. Yeah. But let me just say that there is more to Benue's situation than what has met our eyes, to tell you the truth. And this is just my personal opinion, okay? There's more to Benue's situation than what has met our eyes. And I think if they gather all the Benue elites and shake them very hard, the truth will come out. You know, I'm going to draw my argument from my own state. I'm from Ondo State. And in fact, as a member of Ekimokun Club Society, from where most of Ondo governors actually sprang out from, I can tell you for a fact that the Amotekun that is securing Ondo today was a deliberate effort straight out from Ondo State government. And we were ready to drag the federal government to the end to ensure that Amotekun was formulated and situated in Ondo for community security. Simple as that. And I remember then when the governor was fighting hard with the federal government said, well, those kind of security architecture is not mandated under Nigerian Constitution. You know, and the governor fought head on and was victorious. And today, Amotekun is doing very well in securing the immediate community of Ondo State. And I remember then, the governor was not even going to listen to any Ondolite elite that will have a contrary opinion. The elites were all in one accord that we ought to have, besides the Nigerian police force, a community police that would serve a more closer security system to the people of Ondo State. And we achieved it. And we achieved it. So, can Benue State do that? Yes, they can. Actually, they can. If their elites all come together and tell the federal government that they want to set up a local security system for Benue State, and and if it's not enshrined in state laws or the federal laws, that's the Nigerian national laws, that the parliament should move to make those necessary amendments to the relevant provisions so that the states can do just that. The Benue governor and the Benue elites are quite very, intentional about it. They will achieve it, especially with all the crisis that is in their state right now. And the crisis that is in Benue State, Ondo State did not even have up to 5% of that, yet we achieved Amotekun. And it's not as if Amotekun is all and all, because we still even have insecurity in Ondo State. But Amotekun is doing a fantastic job. Like if there was no Amotekun in Ondo State, it would have been far worse than what we have there. Like I said, Benue can do the same. They can mount pressure on the federal government, mount pressure on the National Assembly to make all the necessary adjustments to laws or the relevant laws so that this can happen for them. So that Benue governor and Benue elites are not, intentional about this.
Mr. Abiodun, very sorry to interject. I just want to ask a question before you continue. Are you telling me that a community requires the authorization of the federal government for them to put themselves together to secure and guide their community? Is that what you're saying?
Unfortunately,
and if they don't take that route, they cannot secure themselves? Is that your stance?
No, that's not my stance. And please don't put words in my mouth. Unfortunately for a lot of Nigerians, I use the word unfortunately because I think I've got to this point where I think that it is necessary for Nigerians to get acquainted with their government system and their laws, so you can understand where.
I think the biggest just like that. Just to the guns.
Unfortunately, a lot of Nigerians are not just. Nigerians just think that Nigeria is a lawless country. Nigeria is one of the most legislated countries in Africa. Unfortunately, most of our institutions don't just observe our laws. We have laws, and we have institutions that can amend the laws when it becomes necessary. When it becomes necessary to amend it so that they can be able to tackle modern situation, they ought to just assemble themselves and amend it. Here's another problem I have with Nigeria. Why is it that for them to just simply amend laws, change laws? Because the world is evolving. The world is changing every day. The circumstances that were in the 70s were not the circumstances in the 90s. Obviously, are not the circumstances now. The world is changing all the time. So it is necessary for our laws to continue to update itself, change and evolve so that we can be able to deal with the reality of nowadays. The National Assembly will not even move to even amend laws to address these issues. And the state governors, and I have to speak specifically about Benue State, the state governors, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I see it from a distance, I don't really see what's going on. But, like I said, I'm making my argument from my own state. Yeah? How we achieved Amotekun. That's how we achieved it. And I believe every other state can do the same. Somebody is asking ESN method self-defense. ESN, as far as I'm concerned, is an example of what every state really needs to have for internal security. As far as I'm concerned. And one of the arguments I've always ever made is that the federal government should just go and make all of this, legalize all of these things, make them legal. Yeah, in fact, to tell you the truth, we are even preparing to make a proposal to the Nigerian National Assembly in October 2025 about a 3-layer security system that Nigeria needs. A 3-layer security system. Federal police, state police, and local government police. ESN, Amotekun, and or whatever you want to call it in your state. The Nigerian, they should make them law, legalize them, so that their duty will be straight out, be authorized by the Nigerian Constitution, be authorized by Nigerian laws. And you find out that all of these local security systems that we have in all these different places, they can now be fully authorized by Nigerian laws, and they can now begin to protect the immediate community. But even before that is done, the governor of Ondo State, the governor of Benue State, and his elites can sit together and put pressure on the government that they must set up their own security within Benue State to tackle all this matter. The state is a federating unit. And the state parliament can run a bill to the state parliament, pursue the bill up at the national parliament for the security of Benue. So I think that's why I said that if you take all these Benue State elites and shake them hard, maybe there's something that they don't want the Benue people to know. And I'm just speculating here. Maybe there's something they don't want them to know. Because I don't understand how this can continue to happen again and again, and the Benue State government and elite have not sat down and said, okay. Well, like I said, what is my evidence? My evidence is from my state. My evidence is from my state. How we achieved a motel. My evidence is from my state. The governor was very adamant, and the entire elite of Ondo State were very adamant on making sure that happened. And we fought the federal government, and we got a motel. Benue State can do the same. Yeah. In fact, I think that Nigeria government, let me end by saying this. I think Nigerian government is one of the most irresponsible government on this planet. They are using a 19th-20th century style security system for the 21st century. And criminality has advanced. The methods and ways criminals, operate nowadays are more advanced than the way they were operating 20 years ago, 30 years ago. They have more sophisticated, tools to commit all kinds of, criminality. That means that the security system has to upgrade, has to constantly upgrade. That means that the laws have to constantly upgrade too. The laws have to constantly change. But you know what? Nigeria as a country will be sitting on very ancient laws, sitting on very ancient security architecture, hoping that it will somehow solve 21st century problems. You know why we have this kind of problems? Because we have old, ancient mentalities in our government that largely don't even care about the people, just care about their own aggrandizement, their own wealth, or their political career. We don't have people in government that actually want to serve the people. In fact, the majority of Nigerian politicians say that government is where they go and get rich, wealthy. They think the offices in government is for their own personal advancement. Yeah? Okay, but I'm here to tell Nigerians that you are the government, and everybody in government office is just your employee. You can sack them during election, or you can even sack them before election. There's procedures to removing all of these people from their offices if they are not performing. There are procedures. We don't have to wait for election. There are procedures enshrined in laws for removing all of these people from the office, including the president. All Nigerians need to do is just sit down, get experts, and start pressing all these procedures to removing these people. Yeah, because I don't understand how matters like this can continue to happen again and again in a particular state, and it has not been addressed. As far as I'm concerned, that just means that the state government and their elite have something to tell the Benue people. They have something they must tell the Benue people, because it doesn't make sense. Quite frankly, that's why I'm just quiet. I don't even know what to say. At this point, it doesn't make sense anymore. Ondo State solved that problem, and we do not even have up to 5% of this insecurity problem Benue had. Yet we achieved a more tech. I believe Benue can do the same thing too, if their government and elites are actually serious. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, Impact. Sorry, Impact. If I can say something real quick before the next speaker.
God bless. Francis, hold on, please. Francis, you did hold on.
Yeah. Thank you. Francis, can you please mute your mic? It's giving that echo. Francis. Francis, please, could you mute? Yeah, thank you. Now, imperfect. Honestly, what is happening is not funny. But it all points to the docility of Nigerians. And sometimes I sit down and think and say, that is why it was so easy to sell black people in mass in that part of the world. There is a problem. You are playing around it. People are dying. You know, human life is so cheap in Nigeria. Like, it's so cheap.
you kill 2-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and you sweep it under the carpet and you continue. What kind of people are these? The problem in Benue State can only be complicated in a country called Nigeria. In a same crime is very, very easy to tackle. Unless the government is complicit, and obviously Nigerian government is complicit. Let me tell you guys something. Every Nigerian governor is a stooge. They showed you with Fubara what happened. We didn't know it could happen. An elected governor, all of a sudden, you are out. And life continues. Black monkey Nigerians. Nobody protested. And now the Benue State governor is just so casual about the whole thing. No, I don't support picking defend. You know, they have a way of saying it so that it sounds bad. They won't say you are defending yourself, say picking up arms. You are up against people who spend 3 million to buy AK-47. That's what it costs now. At least 2.5. You stand no chance. We told you. And that's the consequence. It took the people on ground in Benue State for there to be some noise. They have been killing TV people forever. It took the TOTIF to declare that by the end of May, every Fulani should just leave because the killing is too much. They also have to farm. They are farmers. And now the response of the Fulani is to kill a mass. That is why you ask yourself, what's this escalation? You know, it is normal now with us. Why they kill 20 people in Benue? We sleep and laugh and come and banter on Twitter and eat, shit, fuck, and sleep. Watch Premier League. And then the following week, after like 2 weeks, you hear again, the hammer say they kill 7 people. Next time it comes closer home. Border of Benue State, Enugu. It hits home. And we are far away, thousands of kilometers, we don't care. Black people, very docile. Immediately the TOTIF announced that these guys should leave. They started killing in large scale. Now, the governor, who is a stooge, is saying a different thing. The TOTIF is saying a different thing. That's the situation. We are in a big problem. They're imperfect. There's a video just going on where a terrorist boss, if I may put it, in the north, was in the midst of the army and was saying they shouldn't be termed terrorists. Recently, they were with, you see army with army uniform, the same one they beat you up for wearing in the south. We saw it today and yesterday. It's viral. What chance do you stand against these guys? You know the funny, what makes me mad about an average Nigerian? Tomorrow they will start calling Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist. That's why it was easy to sell Nigerians and sell. See, let me tell you, in Slave Coast, Slave Coast is current day Benin Republic and part of Southwest. They fought not to stop slave trade. That's how wicked a black man is. Very wicked. The Fulani guy just did a video saying they are going to kill more. Switch that tribe to Igbo. Watch the level of bigotry we are going to see.
people are this. You have different standards for Fulani. And let me tell you, that's the consequence of saying you didn't want to do things right. The white man was living, he shouldn't have come in the first place. The white man have dealt with Igbo people. See, the white man was living and said, listen, okay, these guys, they said the country was fine. Mikey Albara was doing well, and the regions were doing well. They turn around and say, no, mix up things so that we can get corrupt. Take the guns, give it to Hausa, Fulani, let them infiltrate the army. Let them be the top generals. Now you cater for only the elite, including the elite from my region. The consequence now, you are paying the price because now the gun is concentrated on this guy. See, you go and tell a Nigerian army who is praying to be deployed in the southeast to go and fight TV people, to go and fight Fulani, that are killing TV people. How do, see, the guy that was on the video with those Fulani, those soldiers, you want those soldiers to be deployed to Benue, and you think they're going to do their job? No, ask yourself, because but as a black person that you are, it is better to say, hey, IPOB, you, come here. Why are you flying flag? You have to rot in jail. So, people are dying. Yes. Impact, can't you hear me?
Sorry, is anyone speaking, please?
Yes, Impact, someone is speaking. Apocaria is speaking.
Imperfect.
Can you hear him?
Imperfect. Can I ask him if I could go down and come back?
Yeah, you can go down and come up. I'll bring you back up. Impact, can you hear me? I don't know what's going on with Impact's network.
Apocaria, must you bring IPOB into every conversation? Huh? Must you tribalize every issue?
Sorry guys, I think it's my network. Okay, sorry. Okay. Now, sorry. I'm almost halfway of what I wanted to say. Guys, let me tell you something. What's happening in Benue? You know what's happening in Benue is proper ethnic cleansing. You know, there was this Fulani man that came out on TV some couple of years ago. Call it 2016, circa 2016, 17 or so. He was asked, this guy was bold on TV saying, how does demographic change if people don't invade? The man was saying that certain tribes that reside in certain places now were not there 100 years ago. So there's no problem. You Nigerians are in problem. Imagine that mindset. Imagine me. I'm from Anambra. I come back after running away from the harsh condition Nigeria is meeting on me. Come back to my village, is me renamed by giving a Fulani name. That's the agenda. See, they are not even hiding it. But as a Nigerian that you are, you think, because you come and, you want to be nuanced. You want to sound politically correct. Something that you don't know about. How can someone without electricity be politically correct? Are you even okay? You have to be logical. That's why they do what they do and they get away with it. These people are open. They told you, see, there is no indigenous Fulani in Benue State. See, do you know there are indigenous Igbo in Benue State? The bordering town that borders Benue. In fact, as I'm speaking, if you can type in Benue in Google and see the ethnicity, you see Igbo there. There are no indigenous Fulanis. But now, these Fulanis, they don't want to buy land. They want to come and kill villages. You know how Benue State, Benue State is majorly rural area that is with arable and fertile land. That is Benue for you. Green. So, these guys, it's not like your densely populated area in the south. See, Benue is bigger than Southeast in terms of landmass. If you combine Anambra, Enugu, Ebonyi, Imo, and Abia, Benue is still bigger. So these guys, they feel you can come into a village, it's scanty, you find maximum 20, 15 families with one small clinic and what have you. So the Fulani can come and say, listen, these guys, they own all these acres of land far away from the capital, far away from urban area, can massacre everybody here. They might have 1 or 2 family members in Abuja or Lagos or somewhere in Makudi. When they come back, the village is renamed. If they try, we kill them, family go on. When we live there 30 years, one generation can no longer come back there. But what is your solution? You don't have. You see a Nigerian speaking English. No, you have to go through your senators. Senators of the same senators that Ushomole went and said there should be transparency in the military, money allocated to the military. Northern senators say, no, we don't want transparency. It's on video. I don't make anything up me. Nigeria is a drama.
Akokaria, what do you think is the way out?
Okay, let me tell you the way out. See, the way out, okay, let me just finish up with the way out. See the problem. The way someone say, I want your land, and then you say, Nigerian government, please, these guys, they come to kill me. What can you do? Nigerian government tip them off. Do you know that this same Benue State, sorry, guys, let me just make this point before I tell you so that you know the enormity. This same Benue State, a sitting governor took the army and the police to go to his village to go and see what's happening. And on their way from the capital to the village, very big state, the army told him, Oga, we got a call from Abuja. We cannot go on this mission. The governor said, no, you know what, I'll go with my details, my personal security. Going there, the Fulani herdsmen opened fire on the governor. A whole sitting governor was whisked away. So it is deliberate. It's not like they are hiding. How do you handle such a people? It's a question only a Nigerian will ask. A person with a functional brain will know that you have to fight back. Because the government have proven that they are complicit or they are helpless. Yes. See, every day these guys are gaining advantage, but you guys don't know. Every day, they are gaining advantage, chasing you away, knowing your land even better than you, knowing the nooks and crannies of that environment better than you. So they know how to do their way out better than you. So what kind of life is it what you want to live for your children? As we speak, we have villages renamed in Plateau already. Okay, another fact again. Type in Fulani herdsmen flee and left their cow because of ESN. Imperfect. Just 10 seconds. Type this. Fulani herdsmen flee, left their cattle because of ESN. It happened in 2021. It has never happened in any other region in Nigeria. Like flee. They don't do that. So you see, these people can handle them. Why don't you rally around those people? The same solution Ojukwu gave Victor Banjo in 1969. Go and read that letter. It's on everywhere. Everywhere you find that letter. We will secure everywhere. Fulani are scared of we, Biafrans. I will brag about it. But you Nigerians don't want. You don't want to rally around the person that can say, Oga, come here. Come off a person land. That's the solution. I've told you now. But it's hard for you to accept because you're a Nigerian. Thank you, perfect.
Sorry, Impact. Can I just add up with?
Thank you so much. Okay. You know, say you did too controversial. Hold on, please. Okay. I remember there was one time they attacked, and I think one of the kind of volunteered to send ESM to come help them defend their money, right?
You said now the country did what? You are really
There was one time they had this attack in Benue State, and then the kind volunteered to send ESM to help them defend their land. So
exactly now. Impact, please, 10 seconds. Impact. See,
yeah.
Okay. Do you know that there's this guy, Professor John Danfulani. He's on Twitter too. The guy is a politician in Southern Kaduna. He was also a lecturer in Southern Kaduna. He's popular there. He came to Afaruku to see Nnamdi Kanu with some Southern Fulani guys from Kafanchan. The video is there on YouTube. I will check it. I will show you. And then he said, please, we need you. They are killing us in Southern Kaduna. Nnamdi Kanu said, I am coming to Southern Kaduna. The following day, the Nigerian army, or after 2 days from that, John Danfulani visit to Afaruku, they invaded him. Go and check the timeline. I'm not talking, I don't know. That's what happened. They invaded and killed, and then he escaped. That escape. Those guys from Southern Kaduna came. It was videoed. It was well documented. They are killing us in Southern Kaduna. Now they come to say, we will come there. And the next day, the Nigerian army say, your bail condition was that you shouldn't do 1, 2, 3. So we'll come and kill everybody. And Nigerians celebrated it. They jubilated. Yes, then they can't want to divide Nigeria at the detriment of, at what cost? You cannot have it both ways. It's either the Fulani will kill you and then nobody will talk, or you support what is right so that everybody will live well. You don't have this problem in Kenya or South Africa, but you have it in Nigeria. Fulani will come from French-speaking Fulani will enter your village and wipe you out. You are hitting an iPod.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, Christian, over to you.
No. Thank you, Chamam, and then Oganamigo. I'll just have to say a few things concerning the Benue incidents and everything that happened between the Fulani and the killing. In recent years, if you would have looked around, you understand and know where the actual problem is coming from. You understand? Okay, let me say this. In my village, back then I lived with my mom. I'm from Delta State, Agbo to be precise, but I lived with my grandmom at Tpain State in Ugo in particular. So during that time, 2007, 2006, 2008, 2009, Fulanis do come with their cow to that particular village. Almost every August, they will stay till January. During rainy season, they will leave. We got to a certain point, the villagers start giving them houses to live. They start building houses in that particular village. People, you can go and ask around. So, getting to 2010, during that Boko Haram incident of a thing, and when the Boko Haram incident of a thing was hit, this Fulani came attacking the village. They attacked the first one. They asked the government, the Ebonyi State government, then Binemechi, the governor. They asked him. He said they shouldn't attack anything. The other one. And when they did the second one, the villagers retaliated. And what they did was worse. They killed if they didn't kill, they killed almost 20-something Fulanis, and all of them ran away from that village. Till today, you can't see any of them in that place. So, this problem of Benue State welcomed these people. They welcomed them very well. They welcomed them to the extent that they allowed them, they gave them lands. They they gave them places to stay. And before, these people acted like a snake. I won't bite you, I won't beat you. Just stay around you, and how will I put it, for some time. Fulani, these Benue people welcomed them so much that they even became brothers. They do call them brothers. They have their Fulani tribe there, because I have a lot of people from Benue State. So the fault is coming from them. And when this issue started, they were just saying, oh, minor issues. They were unable to tackle it from the root. Because assuming they were able to tackle this problem from onset, we won't even be hearing all this insurgency happening. We won't even be hearing about all this problem happening. And again, this issue of Fulani, because sometimes I will just sit down and I'll be asking myself, where are these people even getting the money to buy all these artilleries that they are using? Where are they even getting the money to equip themselves? Because if you see the ones that they catch, if you see them with AK-47 fully loaded, like fully, the ones that covers 50 bullets, the ones that cover 100 bullets, fully loaded, they will still have extra on their pocket or by their side. There was someone said here that they should, even if it's machete, the community. Will you fight someone with gun? You hold machete and be fighting someone with gun. It's not possible.
Have you heard of guerrilla warfare? Speaker, have you heard of guerrilla warfare? You know what guerrilla warfare is? It's non-conventional. You don't need to face them directly. You plan and plot for them. Since you are the owner of the land, you understand the land better. You set booby traps. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
You take advantage of your environment. You don't need to go and face the barrier. No, you are not smart if you do that, because they are out-armed. They have way more arms than you are. So you'll be stupid to face them head on. You take advantage of your terrain, and then you plot, and then you set them on an ambush. It's very simple. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So regardless of what they are carrying, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
If you are determined, you pull it up.
You think before you finish making those plans, then they said they have not drafted their own plan. They also drafted out their plan, and you yourself, you are drafting out your own plan. They're also drafting out their own plan to attack more. Maybe they attacked with a cutlass today. The next time they will be coming, they won't attack with cutlass. They will attack with AK-47. Or the next time they will attack with bomb. These are the major problems we are facing in Nigeria. We have borders. Where are these artilleries coming from? Which border are they passing? Are they coming from bush or how will I say it? Water. Okay, in my village at Agbo, everybody can go. I know most of us have heard it. The Fulanis attacked my village, Agbo. So when my village people literated, the government came after them. They arrested so many youths. I know one of my uncle, like my fafa uncle, cousin fafa uncle, that was arrested. See, today he has spent 6 years in prison, and nobody's talking about him. He was among the people who attacked the Fulanis. So when we talk about this thing, we just reason it that this is just politics. This is just politics game. Or look at the governor of this thing that is saying that they are not supposed to attack. That he doesn't want to. Like, are you okay? They are killing your people and you're saying you're not supposed to attack. That is to tell you that this particular thing is politics.
And already, please, Speaker, make your choice of words. The government never said attack. Said self-defense. It is defending. They're not the ones attacking.
Okay, self-defense.
Said your whole
okay.
Your uncle never attacked anybody. They only attacked you people in anger, and they try to defend themselves, and now your uncle is being arrested. You know, they mind the kind of things we talk online now. Then when you start coming, you can see your uncle attack somebody. You can say they be upon your uncle who attacked them. No, they came to invade your village. They attacked you. And they defended themselves, and now they arrested your people. People should be smarter now. Then,
Boss, man, I know what you're trying to say, but I know,
yes, because if you look at it now, that you guys are the ones attacking them. When you are the ones defending yourselves.
Oh, we retaliated. Yes, we retaliated. We retaliated at the came after us.
You defended yourself. Finish. You defended yourself.
Okay. We defended ourselves from the king. Okay, we defended ourselves from the king. So I will have to go into this ESN issue of a thing that, okay, if ESN stuff of a thing is implied in Delta's Benue State, will it work? Definitely it will work. In many ways it will work. But you still have to look at the people you employ to, you call the community police. Because so many of them might even be their member, or be working for them, or be working for one of their leaders. Because these people have leaders, and they have people that put them through whatever thing they do. I actually have a book which I will not mention the name. I do write, and I publish. So, you know, one thing that these Fulani people they did was, when they came, it was just as if I'm holding a gun and then I shot you the first one, shot you the second one, shot you the third one. You won't wait for me to shoot again before you know what to do. So these Fulanis, they actually came with gun in their hands and they didn't threaten anyone. They point the gun down, waiting for the best time to
Is this speaking?
No, he's not speaking. I hear him.
Okay. Let's hear from. Is it Maki? Maki, are you there?
Hello, I'm perfect.
Yeah, over to you, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Mark, we can hear you. Are you next?
Right. I'm perfect called me, so should I go ahead?
Okay. Yeah, maybe he called you because you're next. You can go ahead.
All right. That's the way I look at all this whole thing, because for some time now, all we have been hearing is Fulani people attacked a community, Fulani people attacked a farm, Fulani people attacked a farm settlers community and all that. I don't think I've heard for once a news that says a Fulani community was attacked. Let's forget about Southeast. I don't think I've heard of it. Several occasions it has happened in Benue State and other states within Middle Belt. And all we hear is that Fulani people attack the community. At the end of the day, what is their benefit? The benefit of the community is either the president will send a condolence visit, condolence message, or he will come on a condolence visit, just like the current president has just done, even though it's a charade. All right. It gets me wondered, does it mean that people just accept everything the way it is? Or we have been programmed to think only in one direction? Does it mean that these people involved, they don't value the lives of their people, or they don't value their loved ones, that such a thing will happen and they will just allow it to slide? All right. You know, I remember when incidents of such a thing was happening within East. And our people, we are crying. Our people, we are suffering this issue of Fulani people. You know, we only channel our energy on when they kill lives. But we don't remember that they are also destroying our crops, which is also an attack. Now, when they were doing all these things, our governors they weren't doing anything. Till got to a point when people or someone who has taken it to the peak, he can no longer take it. He can no longer enjoy it. He has to do something along the line. What he did was working till it got soured. It was infiltrated or whichever means or whatever we can think of. And the aim of doing that was no longer there. Now, I will say this. I know a lot of people are listening, but I will say this. Personally, I don't believe in relying on government to bring justice to this. Because one, I have studied this thing, that the government, this current government cannot bring justice to this. The best option is for the community to go back home. I believe within this community, they have people who have traveled in search of a greener pasture. They have people that they can call up to. They have one or two people. Let's just forget about people in the government. People that can come to their aid. They have to organize themselves. I believe they still have use. I don't believe in the issue of defending myself. I believe in attacking you. Once I sense you want to attack me, that is my own belief. What I was thinking is by now, maybe
this guy just sounded like Israel.
Wait.
Abiodun, I'm coming for you after him. I have questions for you. But let him finish.
What I was expecting by now is like news like over 1,000 cows have been slaughtered. Over 400 Fulani militia, whatever you call it.
Please, make the church. Please. Do everything that talk about.
Wait. I am not instigating anybody. I'm just telling you what I was expecting. But it didn't happen. I am not from Benue State. So I'm not the one to decide for them. But I'm telling you personally, that is the way it is in my mind. Because I believe everybody has the way you rate your people, the kind of value you attach to them. My own, I believe that if you kill one of my person, the life of one of my person amounts to 4 lives of the person that killed my own person. That is my own belief. I don't know of your own belief. You get it? And I believe this condolence of a thing shouldn't be to my community. In fact, let me join the president and come to your own community. That is my own belief. You know, this issue, it has, this thing happened in Agatu. At the end of the day, what happened? Think of it. Assuming the people that is perpetrating this evil, this act, have been studying all these things. After they struck in social community, at the end of the day, it ended at condolence. Definitely, they will have the moral. Again, I want to let people to understand we are talking about should do this, government should do that. If our government is to do something, there are so many things, there are so many roads. My brother, I am not putting away the fact that there might be any atom of security presence in this, security force presence in this. I am not sure. But if someone come out and say it, I will not write it off. Because this thing is a calculated attack. This is a well-planned attack. Okay, I was reading through the news. This thing started around 10 p.m. You know, even I believe for someone to carry out such an act during that hour of the day, that person must have gone through several training, right? I am not saying this thing is involved, but I'm saying maybe there's presence of night vision instruments. I am not writing it off. So many things can be involved in this matter. So, but what I'm saying is this. If we look at all these things, why this whole thing keep on happening? And I tell you, maybe before next month ends, we will still record another one. If people don't take action, and that action lies in the community, they should go inward. They should go inside. Think on how to take the battle to the appropriate body. It is not a battle that will be discussed on Facebook. It is not a battle that will be discussed on social media. It's not a battle that protests will solve. Look at the protests that happened. They ended up doing what? Arresting people that were protesting. Why the militias? Maybe by now they are in Borno State. We don't know. Or they have crossed border. In the next 1 month, they will come back and wreak havoc. Or maybe the people have removed their clothes and now they are now putting a new, different attire. When you see them, you will say, this is our own, not knowing that they are the one. Or maybe they are even listening while we speak. So what I'm saying in fact is this, and I will end up by saying this. I hope all of us that is here listening, this is the way it starts. Not tomorrow when radical minds come up and set up a force that will counter this rubbish. We'll start saying, why will you do this? Why will you do that? Look at Kogi State. Look at Benue State. Look at Nasarawa. Look at Taraba. Even if we are to add Plateau, look at all of them. They have not thought it wise to set up a security force, something like Amoteco. They have not thought it wise. Despite all these killings, they have not, it has never crossed their mind. But any day you see a particular set of people out of anger, out of loss of their loved ones, set up a force, you will see all of them will wake up. Next thing you will see something like a Bubago, like we are seeing in our land today, in East. So I will round up by saying this. The people of Benue State should go back home, organize themselves, take the attack to the appropriate body. Let it be a case of, okay, it is happening this place, it's happening this place. At least everybody, both parties will take some step backward before they will think of, before you finish counting your loss, you will count your loss first before you talk about taking any other action. So that's just all I have to say. But for us to say government will do this, that forget about people who are parading themselves all in the name of I am a pastor, I am this, I am that. Forget it. There's nobody in APC that you can vouch for. I cannot vouch for anybody. So let's not go there. The people should do what is needed for them to do. That's the only option. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, you know, ask, how many of them know, is it Zaki Azeki? Metaphor, that guy, that's something, I mean, go marry her. Mama, no, like, I beg. Where is he from? Which state did that guy come from?
Zaki. I don't know. I think it's from some. I don't know whether middle belt or not. I don't know.
Okay, because I know that they used to put on that Benue State symbol, that's black and white stripe that they indicate. Now, those guys, of course, in the zoo, that sang one song, Mommy, when you come from Jamaica, and if not from Benue State.
This man, he be real OG. He be OG.
No, have they said anything about what is going on in their states? You see, okay, now Two-Face said something some days ago. Please, the former secretary to the federal government, is it that man name again? Under Obasanjo or Goodluck? What did that man name again?
Secretary to the government.
Yes, HF then.
Wow, that one I can't remember. Hold on, let me double check this one. Hold on.
Is it Ayin Pius? Is it from the state of Ayin? Or Benue? There was one.
Pius is a boy now. He's a boy.
There was one prominent man again from Benue State.
David Mark.
God bless you. David Mark, please, where is he from? Is he still alive?
He's alive.
He's from, I think,
he's alive. He's in Otipo.
It's Otipo, not in Benue State.
And they don't have road.
See, you see, metaphor, that's why I get like defense morning swear that these people have people that can speak for them, so who am I? But here are those people, where are their voices? It is sad. It is sad. After
Mr. Perfect. Okay, can I quickly address something that Abiodun said, if you give me the permission? Mr. Abiodun, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, good. I want to specifically address your submission. You said that you narrowed all this problem down to insecurity, and then your solution was Nigerians should learn how to force their leaders at national level to carry out new laws, and you went on the different tangents. To me, I feel you're being very disingenuous. And this your mentality is part of the problem we have in Nigeria. We stated it very clearly here that this is the issue. And then you also went ahead to say, Omoteku, you started giving them appraiser here. The Omoteku you are talking about, is it the same Omoteku that were disarmed before they even entered their job? Is it not stick that they are using? We told you this is the problem. The Fulani are the problem. It's like someone who went to the hospital, and would say, someone has a severe chest pain, for example, and he went to the hospital, and the doctor said, hey, the cause of your problem is smoking. Yes. Okay, this is the root cause of your problem, smoking. And then, rather than saying, doctor, how do rather than adopting and saying, okay, I will stop smoking. He said, okay, doctor, how about I take some orange juice before and after smoking? Doctor said, no, the problem is smoking. Stop the smoking. So rather than addressing the root cause of the problem, you're beating around the bush and bringing everything down to insecurity. The problem is the Fulani people. How do we get rid of these people from the bushes of the various community? It's not you bringing up the issue of insecurity, is you neglecting the reality on ground. These people are the problem. If you remove them from the equation, the problem ends at that moment. So the idea of coming up or trying to let's say trivialize the situation by saying, go and build up a security architecture, or let's do the part of local security, let's put on Moteku, this and that. That is you not being realistic, or that is you not trying to solve the problem. This is the problem. Let's address it. These people, let's get them out of the bushes and secure the community. Any other approach is irrelevant. Any other solution is to me, it's something that's going to bring a counter effect at the long run. So please, let's not deceive ourselves. Let's not try to play smart. It's not because some of us know how to use word salads and then we come here to start mixing words and no. This is a very clear situation. These people is the problem. And if we don't get them out of the equation, no matter the solution you bring up here, it will never have any relevance. That is the direction I want us to do, because that's the only direction that will lead to a lasting solution. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please bear in mind that metaphor is the lawyer. So these people they have their way of thinking. So they not continue to have plans. And besides, when talking about Fulani, Jesus, look at me talk now.
Sorry, I beg no verse.
Oh,
sorry. I beg no verse.
No, you can't speak now because you met people here. We have to hold on.
No. I won't ask the last guy a question. Sorry. Just a question, not submission. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. You are the host.
Thank you so much, sir.
Go ahead, Commander.
Now, talking about Fulani, I'm sure we know that the Fulani is carrying out this attack. I stand to be corrected, but most of them are not from Nigeria. So now, Fulanis in Nigeria, you shouldn't think that Nigerians have issues with Fulanis. No. Now the ones who from other parts of Africa enter Nigeria, so really causes for Allah. Now then they call out too. So, and I think the ones in Nigeria, I stand to be corrected, should also learn out their voice. You can also respect, they push back. So they won't generalize that all Fulanis are like that. Please. I beg. What you don't talk about what or captain?
Yes, so I wanted to ask the guy that talk about him, going after the major problem which he has identified. So let's assume that the president asked him that how would he advise that his thoughts or his solution is being carried out? How is he going to advise Mr. President?
The question itself is a very funny one because it's an obvious solution, but you are ignoring it. But anyway, I'll state it out. What happened when more than 8 state governors put a ban on open grazing? Why did that not hold? Why did that not stick? When I say go after them, I don't mean take arms and start pushing them. That is not the solution. Or that is not my solution. There should be a national ban on open grazing. Because why? There's been more than 100 incidents of these persons carrying out attacks. Farmer-header clashes has become a daily event. So that is more than enough for whoever is in power as the president should come out openly and say, hey, I put a ban on all forms of grazing, animal grazing. If you want to buy up land and practice ranching, okay, we can give you guys soft loans so that you at least, since we've destabilized you, you can come and take soft loan and establish, your open grazing or whatever. But you ignoring this and coming up with solutions and say, oh, let us increase the military security infrastructure, you are not being sincere to yourself. That is the only solution. If you don't address it like that head on, you are wasting your time. That is the solution, and that is what everybody should be getting at. But unfortunately, they are too afraid to do that. Whichever governor that comes in, whichever president that comes in, they are too afraid to do that. Why? Because of the stronghold these same people have leadership in this country. Whoever you put in that seat is scared. I don't know. They are all scared. They are shaking. They don't want to do that. Everybody knows that is the solution, but they are too scared to do it. That's the reality. And that is the truth. Nobody can deny it. It's glaring. That's an answer to the question you asked.
Francis, I've heard you, but to tell you the truth, I don't quite understand the points of your argument.
I think that is because you don't want to, because it was clear. I didn't speak French or Spanish. It was very plain.
Okay, so...
so if you have a point you understand, let me know and clarify. It's that simple.
I heard you, but the point of your argument is not clear. The point of your argument has to say that, for instance, that what I said is just nonsense, and what I said did not actually address the real problem. Because what I thought you said somewhat kind of looks like what I initially said. But you made it look as though I just danced around the issue. I did not even provide any solution to the problem. So let me provide the solution that I said before. Maybe you didn't hear, so let me just say it again. I said that if you shake the entire, and I was just spitballing there. I said if you shake the Benue government and the Benue elite, maybe the truth will come out. And the Benue government and elite ought to come together and look for a local security solution to addressing this. I gave Amotekun as an example how we used Amotekun or how the Ondo state government forced in Amotekun into Ondo state internal security. They forced it in. I remember the federal government was battling us back then, battling us. But the Ondo state governor said, no, this is going to happen. So,
sorry, Mr. Abiodun, is it this same Omoteku that was disarmed? No. I'm not. Just a minute. Allow me to finish. I'm not deceiving you. Allow me to finish. Allow me to. Francis, I don't want to use the names. Hold on, please. Thank you. Okay, Francis, for everything I've said about Amotekun, I did not say anything about Amotekun methods of security. I did not say anything about arms and their methods. I will not say anything about that. I will not make any mention about how they secure, because I'm not supposed to discuss that, actually. But I use Amotekun as an example. How they secure, the methods they use, the instruments they use is not relevant. I just use Amotekun as an example. Amotekun is an example of a security system that the state as a federating unit in Nigeria can create for themselves. In fact, ESN is some sort of example of what a state as a federating unit in Nigeria can. The state can use, just a minute, sorry, I had an incoming call there. I use Amotekun as an example of what a state in Nigeria can use, to secure themselves internally. I did not make mention about the kind of equipment they are using, and I will not make mention about that. So, Benue State can liaise with the federal government to ensure that they have their own internal security system that works directly with the Nigerian police force there. That will go a long way to help. That's what I preferred to solving that immediate problem. Okay? And I said, but did you hear what I said that before? Did you hear when I said that before? No, all you said is what you said before. So, but my question to you, directly, why are you avoiding to address Fulani people as a whole? Why is all your statement beating around them but not addressing them directly? That's a bit problematic to me from where I stand. Okay. Because it feels to me that Francis of addressing them.
So Francis.
Because they are in the middle of all this whole controversy, yeah. But what you're doing is you're just beating around them rather than talking about them. And that's a bit divisive if you ask me.
Okay, Francis.
They are the problem. Francis. You're telling us, how do we get them out? They are telling me to go and establish nuclear weapons around. It's not irrelevant. Address them, please. Do that.
Okay, Francis. Francis, just to let you know, I'm not going to say Fulani headsmen. I'm not going to say Fulani headsmen here. And the reasons is, sorry, I must say that, I must not say that. Okay? If these people that were apprehended were Fulani heads people, I will not say that at all. Really, I'm sorry, I can't say that because of my profession. Okay, and I think that I must remain, I must pace myself until whatever they are investigating is completed. Look, I know a lot of people may not agree with me, but in my profession, we have to, we're not at liberty to say things quickly like that. And I think Mr. Imperfect can... Are you a DSS
officer that you are too scared?
No, I'm not scared, okay? Francis, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. To tell you the truth, I'm not scared. But when there's... Francis, hold on, let me finish. When there is an ongoing investigation into a matter, we don't just throw words anyhow. We allow the investigation to be completed and see what they have gathered, see where it has reached before we actually really begin to throw words, out like that. Okay, so... Please, I cannot say that yet. I might say that later, but not just quite yet. Okay? And I have to just wait for them to complete whatever it is they're doing. But all I'm saying is that the Benue government and the Benue elite can do something about this. And if they continue to refuse to do something about this, then maybe they are complicit. And I use the word maybe, because I really don't know. Maybe they're complicit. Yeah? Okay, so Francis, that's all I have to say, really.
And if they are complicit, what should the people then do? Because you're just dancing around.
Sorry,
Abiodun,
you said they are carrying out the investigation.
Abiodun, I want to ask just one question.
Why your investigation is ongoing? Very
please hold on. But I want to ask you one question, please. The last massacre at Owo, please, what is the result of the investigation there? Can someone just remind me? What did they
God bless you.
What is the result of that investigation, and what has happened since then?
Hold on, you want to get the information? At first, I thought it was full and investment, and it was meant to the people that did it were from Kogi State, and they were
no investigation.
Listen now, hold on. Now you answer yourself. I think you want to answer. Did you ask the question because you want to answer the question?
It's not me that is talking. No, it's not me that is talking. Okay, you're giving me the result.
We were arrested from Kogi State. If you don't have an idea, say you don't have an idea. Which one you want to be everything? We can talk about everything in Nigeria, but don't come out and say what you don't know. People that were arrested and apprehended for that particular thing were from Kogi State. And I think which tribe in the Kogi State that were arrested and persecuted in that sense. So the question is,
please, can you reference me to evidence of what you're saying now? Can you give me evidence?
Reference you have your phone, Google this thing, it doesn't cost anything to reference you. Right?
There's no evidence of what you're saying. You don't have any evidence of what you're saying. Please don't evidence. Get down. Don't people are dying. Don't come here and be exaggerating here. How will you be telling me that people from Kogi State kill their people? What are you talking about?
Are you serious?
Can you imagine?
Please, I beg, move my nonsense. Which kind of nonsense this one? People they die and they Okay, go and sit down. If you have evidence, you bring evidence. Stop coming here to lie to people. I don't know what's wrong with you Nigerians sometimes. I don't understand this. I don't understand.
Sorry, Masters, your head will please keep the 100. Can you guys hear me, please? Am I audible, guys? Good. So, did I hear anyone now say it is an internal clash or they are the ones killing themselves? Did anybody say that? Did anybody say that? Please keep the 100. Okay, what you're supposed to go next? Who said that? What now you talk out?
No, it's Odoayo said this was from people from Kogi that went to kill them. Okay. And they've been prosecuted.
Hold on. That's my opinion. It's what is on the
Hold on. Ask what you don't even know. Your turn to speak now. Hold on. That they ask question. Odoayo, please, what did you say? You said who killed me? Look at me. I don't know.
No, the mute since that's why.
You said
people. I say it was muting, like it was muted. Okay. So I couldn't have. Okay. So what happened in those states? To get the point, happened, and was the people that caused it that went to the church to kill people were from Kogi State.
Okay.
They were arrested. That's my opinion. You see what? That's why it's painful. So you can use your phone to brand it. It doesn't cost anything to do anything about it.
Sorry, this person that's talking, you say the people are from Kogi State.
Please speak. Hold on, guys. I'm talking about Benue, but now you're talking about Kogi State, right? Or massacre. Is that what it's right? Like talk about now? Odoayo. Are you talking about our massacre?
He was addressing our massacre now.
Okay. That's who did it? Those that carried it from Kogi State. Okay. Alright. Abi, those that did that thing, are they like Yorubas in Kogi, or Hausas in Kogi, or Igbos in Kogi, or Fulani in Kogi, or which people from Kogi, or is it Ibila? Abi, which people dying drown for Kogi? But drown your piece of it, let me know. Don't be offended.
You need to tell us the motive. We need to know the motive.
People don't know the motive. Calm down. Every time you just seem like motorbike person. Hold on, please.
Calm down. No be fight. Calm down.
He don't go now. Shall we see?
No, because no, you know why? You know if you carry on the line. No, you perfect. Now the truth, the guy no fit back up a line and make a run. No be saying that me position. Now he no back up a line.
What did they go on beg?
You see, the thing is, it's very dreadful. It's very heartbreaking that some people will just be using people's life and be just be throwing. You know, people will just come up and be saying nonsense and stupid. You know, that's the problem of Nigerians. You know, every time somebody wants to say something just to sound like the person is sensible, while the person is stupid, is an idiot.
You come up and you start, people are dying, and you are telling me that people from this. I don't get. Okay, let me just go straight to my submission. Now, you see, the thing is, do you see these people attack during election times? You see, when the election is closed now, you see that you see these people, they don't attack when they want to do elections. That's just, you see, the thing is, people don't know that all these things are systematic. When we are close to elections now, you will not hear this kind of massacres going on. They as if they will just tell them, well, make una calm down, make we do election. If na no calm down now, this thing no will continue. They calm down. Can anybody reference me to where we've had this kind of attack, at least in the past, let me say 2, 3, 4 years, when we have like a general election, maybe 2-3 months to the election, we have these attacks. These people just go back, they go to their shell, they wait. After the elections, after the result, months later, they now come back again to attack. Somebody is telling them what to do, both internally and externally. They are following a particular template. They know what they are doing. And funny enough, you Nigerians are just, is it that people are ignorant, or is it that people are just wicked, or is it that people just want to sound nice, or what is the problem with these Nigerians? I don't understand.
They're afraid.
Wait, people are dying like, do you see the people that was butchered in Enugu yesterday? Or before? People are just, someone will just wake up, go to people's house, take very sharp axe, cutlass, butcher people's brain open, without any cause. And somebody is here telling us that we need to, there's evidence all over the place when governors have come out to tell us that there's power at the top from Abuja, complicit with these people, working with these guys. The governor said, we got some people arrested, they got to Abuja and they got released. And it is still the same government. It is still the same government that you people want to protect these people. Does it make sense? I don't understand, my brothers and sisters. Is it that you people want for everybody to die first before we now take actions? It doesn't make sense to me. Honestly, we know how it is. We know how it is in Nigeria now. The only way out for Benin people is to go for self-defense. I know very well that they will be sabotaged, just like they've been doing other people. I know the way, but the thing is, you either die fighting or you just wait in your room and they break your window open, pour fuel and put matches, and you guys burn, calling God, saying hallelujah, God help me, but you're dying and no God is there to save you. It's just how it is. You understand? It's either they mobilize themselves to defend themselves, because these guys are not stopping now. All these things that you are saying will go after them. Okay, look at, I don't know, let me ask this question. This guy, this is a player, Ahmed Musa. Please, has he reacted to this massacre of Benin people? I need to be corrected, so I know, so I don't say something wrong. Has he made any statement yet? As to this massacre?
He has not said anything.
Okay, eventually did.
Oh, he eventually did.
What did he say? I didn't hear anything from him.
He posted something like yesterday or 2 days ago. He did.
That was good. Yeah, right. Even this guy Bashir Ahmed, that former Buhari, what does he call it? Has he posted anything as regarding this massacre too?
I'm not a terrorist.
I don't know if he has. Hold on. Wait, Francis. What I'm saying this is, you need to understand the mindset of people that you're living in the same country with. These people they're not even thinking the way you're thinking. They're not even sympathizing with you. If it was two outside northerners that was mistakenly, maybe one kind trailer jam them where Igbo man they drive now, or maybe they do some kind of thing, can't kill some kind this thing. You will see the way these guys will come out outrageously shouting, "Hey, what a wickedness!" But you see, even if 1 million people die, as long as it is not directly affecting them, they don't talk. You understand? That is where they go silent. They tell you that they don't want to incite violence. They don't do this. But when they have a few persons that is caught with arms traveling in trailers to where they don't know, they start making noise on social media. So these people doesn't have the same mindset with you guys. They think differently. They are planning their own differently. So it's better you people come together and understand what you're facing. That you people are facing threats to your existence in Nigeria, and the only way out is to arm yourself and defend yourself. That's just what it is. Any other person saying anything is just wanting to not say, to not sound like maybe IPOB, those kind of people, or this kind of thing. Because once you are on the distant side, you're automatically an IPOB member. So, but then that's
Mr. Wobby, Mr. Abiodun advised you to go and pass law in the Senate, and then you wait for it to go through the hearings. After going through the hearings, then before you now expect the same federal government that everything was going to. That's what Mr. Abiodun is advising.
No, it's obvious where they stand, actually. These people that are dying, they don't care about these people that are dying. It's just the fact. If they care, they wouldn't be saying this.
That is the solution, that we should go and go through the law and do this and do that to the federal government that doesn't give a fuck.
Now, let me defend my co-host once more, Mr. Abiodun. Now, he is a lawyer.
Your voice is
down. Are you aware that the drug road that they asked you to control you? Are you aware that Francis, as you did now, let's say in front of Adwell, you're not supposed to back now from the left side, the left cheek. You say what is not, you want to begin on the other side. You say, are you okay? You want to be so for the third time. Are you aware that if you it against the snapping to do it once, just that once, I don't need to put law in the Nigerian constitution also for you to tell you that you're not supposed to snap it back. He will tell you, give like 1,000 reasons for you to like go to court instead of slapping it back. So please, according to his own profession, that's how he thinks. So I beg, like I said, I like my co-host. I take your break. Put my body there.
No, imperfect. No, you cannot say that. Now, this is a very different situation. This one is not a case of the law is difficult to interpret. This is a very clear situation. There have been several reports of these certain people. There have been several reports of
due process. That's what you say. They never ask.
No, I never said carry arms. You see, what I said is very clear. The federal government should bring an end to open grazing. That's what I said. There's no other solution that can solve this problem, imperfect. Whether you go to heaven or you go down to hell, there's no other solution that can solve this problem. So what everybody should be pushing forward now is not to make new laws, like Mr. Abiodun was suggesting, or open what they call it, local security. It's to address the problem, which is
mind you, Francis.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Imperfect. Let me just say.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Carton, I'm not cartoon. Are you there? After you come to Solomon, they come to Joanne, please. Cartoon, are you there? No. Son, are you there, sir?
Yeah.
It's over to you. After you come to Joanne, please. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. I've been listening to what everybody have been saying for over an hour plus, and that's a lot of people are making a lot of view and a lot of points. But I think the thing is all about the solution. A lot of people are bringing solution, but the most important thing is how do we identify the problem? So one of the ways to identify the problem is this. The number one problem is the APC government. APC government, we are the people that brought these Fulani guys in 2015. The facts are there. Everything is there. So even from Comrade Kunle, who made a statement on Channels TV, talking about the APC government, those who are involved in Buhari's government, you understand, being part of the sponsors of these guys. Is it the same APC government that you are expecting to protect you? Let's ask ourselves a question. Who gave these Fulani guys 100 million, or is this 100 million naira, $100 million from Buhari regime? So there will be no attack again in Southern Kaduna. When Erufai said he knew them, and later Erufai tried to deny it again. The same APC government. We are talking about lies. This lies is not all about tribe, saying we are because it's happening in Borno State, or because it's happening in Kogi State, because it's happening in Benue State. It does not concern each and every one of us. May the soul of those who departed rest in perfect peace, and may the soul of Obadiah Melafia rest in perfect peace. You know, each time I come across Nigerian issue, I always feel pain in this kind of situation because nothing is being done. I felt the only solution to all this issue is this. the USA government and the UAE government are giving Nigeria the 100% solution. And what is the solution? They gave the Nigerian government, which is the APC government, Buhari government, over 450 names, close to 500 stakeholders, companies and individuals sponsoring Boko Haram and terrorists in Nigeria. Till today, where is the document? Nobody's talking about the document. Tinubu came to the government and said he's going to deploy, he wants to recruit over 50 million youth into the army. What about those mad dogs that he's training on WhatsApp group? The APC youth who are just, where are they? Why can't they come out to recruit and defend the country? Where are they? What I'm trying to say is this: if the Nigerian citizens don't stand up and speak and demand for what is right, 100 years to come, there will be no solution. It's our time we start speaking the facts. It's our time people stand up and decide what they want. Because the visit that Tinubu visited to Benue State, I can tell you, may God forgive me with this statement, there might be an attack very soon again. It happened during the Buhari tenure. When Buhari, each time he visited any place, something like this happened, there's always an attack, and there is no solution. APC government will not defend anybody. APC government will not give you any solution. They are the primary problem. They are the primary cause of all this happening. The only way is the Nigerian people should demand for the documents and let people see the sponsors of the terrorists in the country. Without that, there will be no solution. Sheikh Gumi was deported all the way from Saudi Arabia, but he's working free in Nigeria. What has happened? Nothing. What of Shetima? He's not the vice president. Pantami. What of Pantami? He's not the former minister. What of Erufai? He will still contest for 2027. Everybody just talking about the election. The question I keep asking, who is going to vote? Who is going to vote? Is it the dead man walking, lying down in the graveyard is going to vote, or those who are living? I don't want to waste much of our time. The day we start demanding for the sponsors of terrorists in the country, that is the day we start finding the solution. Saying people should go, there are countries in this world who don't have military, and they are still living in peace. Everybody must not carry arms in order to bring up peace. There are simple solutions. And what is the solution? The sponsors of terrorists. Imagine over 450 people or 500 people sponsoring terrorists. If each and every one of them begin to...
I hear with that.
I can hear you.
Luxembourg as a country, they're not even up to 800,000 people. Their army said,
which country?
Luxembourg. Luxembourg.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you say military.
Luxembourg. So, what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is this. Imagine over 500 people sponsoring Boko Haram. If each and every one of them bring 1 million every month, how much is it? That is over 500 million. Do you think that terrorists will stop? If we don't go to the root of this problem, we will keep crying. And I'm not happy that this is happening because it's happening to every human being.
6
billion in
a year. 6 billion in a year.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say, once more, may the soul of those who departed rest in peace, and may the soul of Obadiah Melafia rest in peace. A lot of us need to go and watch the interview of Obadiah Melafia. He made a lot of points. There is war in Nigeria, but people are not seeing the war. The same thing is happening in Zamfara State. They are telling us it's ethnic, is it a farmer-settlers clash? But go and watch the Zamfara warlord. Go and watch it on BBC on YouTube. You will see that you see what is happening in Zamfara State. But because it's not being open, the media too are the main problem of the country. But I don't want to start pointing out problems. I'm talking about the solution, and the solution is the way out. The problem is who are the sponsors. The day we start identifying the sponsors of terrorists in the country, that is the perfect day we're going to get the final solution. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Well, thank you so much. Please,
okay, thank you, Imperfect. Am I audible? Is somebody hearing me? Okay, thank you. Somebody made mention of the state governors should try and set up security outfits. Let me use my state as an example. We have what we call Operation Rainbow in Plateau State. To those who have visited Plateau or who are in Plateau, there's what we call Operation Rainbow, established by the one-time governor, Jonah David Jam. If you know the resistance that he got, the resistance, I am telling you, if you, I I saw the news. It's not too long, and they said they were supposed to be armed, but is it which of these national security advisor confiscated the arms and said they are not mandated, they are not, by law to carry such arms. I think it was either pump rifle or so. So what are we saying? There is a deliberate conspiracy, to ensure that, the people are not armed to defend themselves. So if this governor, what do we call him, the former one, Lalong is the worst thing that ever happened to Plateau. The most useless, the most stupid, the most foolish governor that we ever produced on the Plateau, who would rather prefer to sell his people out, who would prefer his people to be killed. You remember one time people had to carry corpses to the government house and lay them at the gate of the government house, and it was because of that the House of Assembly Speaker was removed. They used kangaroo method to remove him because he said they gave the governor, I think, 1 week. So you can see the deadly politics that we are practicing as a nation. And since that time, that House of Assembly Speaker has not been returned up to today. That was how he lost everything. So you see, it's not as if nothing is being done, but there's a high-powered, conspiracy, and any governor, all these governors, you see them defecting to APC. Yeah, all these things are just game plan. And I want to advise, if I will advise the Nigerian government, which I know they might not take, let the army return to barrack. I am telling you, let the army return to barrack. See, my father is a retired soldier, 63 NA. Today you will see sergeant with costly car, a sergeant. How much is his salary? You want him to go back? Let me give you a typical thing that happened, example that happened. One of my neighbor in Jos, he told me that he met some of his students, and they were his students in secondary school, and then they are soldiers. They were guarding a particular checkpoint. So somehow he called them. He said, "Please, you people should be truthful in this work." He advised them as a former teacher. So the other one took the advice, but the other one didn't take the advice. So he said one time again he was passing. Then he now asked the one that was at the checkpoint. He said, "Where is your friend?" And the guy just bowed his head. He said, "It's a long story." He said, "Long story, what happened? Do you know that this guy, because of the kind of blood money they are making, as far as I'm concerned, is blood money, and their generation will not see peace. You cannot be carrying blood and building wealth. It will consume your generation, because you are wicked. The way they are cutting these children, slaughtering them, that is how your generation will continue to experience those kind of terrible things." Do you know that this soldier went to buy building material to take to his village? Along the way, he was going towards my area. He was going to pass towards my area to his own place. Along the way, that vehicle plus him inside entered the ditch. Him and everything destroyed in that particular accident. This was what this soldier told my neighbor. So you see, we will start praying. These soldiers that are feasting on people's blood, whether they like, they are part of our problem. I don't think we need soldiers outside. They should take them completely to the barracks. I bet you, if soldiers return to the barracks, if these Fulani do not retire, call me a different name. It's because they are seeing these people out there, so they can do this nonsense. Let soldiers withdraw. Let the masses defend themselves. If you see this Fulani do this thing they are doing, they will not try it. It's because they see when they kill people, then the soldiers, they will not come. When the people want to defend, they will not come and start arresting the people that are defending themselves. Let the soldiers go back to the barrack. We don't need them. They are meant to defend the territorial integrity, not the internal. Let the police handle their cases. Let the forest guard handle their cases. Thank you.
Yeah. To add to what you just said, that's what we're complaining about. In fact, no Rex. That's the problem we're having in the southeast. People are saying insecurity have been on the rise in southeast. There is more than 300 checkpoints in the southeast, and yet insecurity is on the rise. Those checkpoints that are there, what is the use? Where are these people passing from? In Enugu, they will come out, they will kill people, they will butcher people. Where are these guys passing from? You have checkpoints in every nose, in every corner in the southeast. But yet, insecurity is increasing. So what is the use of having you people littered everywhere, extorting people, collecting money, and what is the use of that? I actually agree with what you said. If that's going to work out, though, I know some APC, like people like Odoayo, was laughing when you were talking. I know that he's not going to agree, but that's just the fact.
So, because my name is Odoayo, I support APC. That you don't even know me.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're an APC agent.
Okay, hold on. I remember Al-Mustafa said this thing also. Said, once you just give the duty of the police to the army to destroy the country, and everything so just at the army, they don't have anything to do with, anything that has to do with the police job. If not, sickness or anything, I think just happens. Anyway, it's fine. Enjoy your evening. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, my leader. Well, the job of the police is to secure the internal system of the states. However, when there are challenges that will overwhelm them, the military will come in. That is what we understand and what we know as the law as it is. As much as possible, I sympathize with the people of Benue and people of Enugu who have lost people just because they are Nigerians. And Nigerians have died. And Nigerians that have died are like you and I. And we must have that in mind when we speak anytime. That the death that met them, even in the night when they sleep, will have been anybody. And will have been any of us here. And we're not better than them. And we must have that in mind that we are human beings first, before any political party, before any religion, before anything you want to be. And when we say it, we must be to criticize and condemn people who are supposed to secure us and provide shelter, provide security for our lives and property. And when they fail, we call them out very well. Unfortunately, my friend, let me use the word I've done now. I've said very clearly that the governor should meet the president to create state policing or community policing or make a law, just like we have the amateur criminal in some part of Southwest, not all part of Southwest, because Lagos don't have amateur. So, but that's it. What is the problem why Nigeria cannot amend the constitution of Nigeria to meet the demands of our problem if the government is not capable or particularly interested and using this particular means to siphon Nigerian money for their own perpetual interest? What will it cost us to amend our constitution to meet the needs of the Nigerian people? That's the question you ask yourself. What is it? It took Tinubu 4 days to amend the 4 days, even 2 days to amend the Police Act so that he can perpetuate the IG of police to serve his interest. The question is, what is the government of Nigeria doing? That we're going to talk about state policing since 2008. Since 2008, I've been hearing of state policing since 2008. And nothing has been done about it till today. People have been dying and we just die. And we just think it is a normal guy. No, the guy is in Enugu, it doesn't concern me. Or the guy is in Benue, it doesn't concern me. Where our death is very close before us. Just because we're in Nigeria. And that's why we should limit our discussion away from all this ethnic or religious sentiment. We will not get to the root of the issue, because if you think you are going to make any headway with that, you are punishing yourself more, because at the end of the day, that will meet you and I. And that's all it is. A president of Nigeria, it took 4 days or even almost 1 week to travel to a place. You know what? He said because the road is bad, they cannot travel to the place. You see somebody that wants to be president of Nigeria, is that the person you want to die for on Twitter and beyond? A person who gave an excuse that he had to reschedule his schedules so that he can meet people who are dying. Somebody who do not understand the place of president of Nigeria. You want to president of Nigeria, you forget that there are liabilities. And
he thinks he's doing them a favor.
I don't get it. Well, that's honest truth. You see, it's me that is arguing about Nigeria. The people that are really not see us as one of the numbers. It doesn't matter who the number is. We don't even know the names of people that died. We just 200 people that were killed. We are all numbers. because you will think that you are better than the other person that died yesterday. That's why you are thinking you're not number. We are all numbers. That's why the president sees you. Even though you are from, let's assume, that same state of Benue voted for Tinubu. I don't know that they did the election, but let me use the statistic from INEC, which I don't believe in the first place, that they voted for Tinubu. So that means very well that even for your one vote, just one vote, you know that Tinubu does not send you. And, you know, it's not about even Tinubu right now, it's about me and you here. We don't love ourselves. I'm not talking about love your neighbor. It's about you loving yourself as a person, first of all. That's where the bigger issue is. You don't even love yourself enough to reject certain things about your life. The president made a statement today. When my friend, the IB governor and the CBO continue to make this foolish assumption of the thought processes that, oh, it is a former header clashes, I find it very arbitrarily wicked. I say, who are these people? What is their intention? Tinubu said they should negotiate with people that kill my family. Do you understand what you're talking about? Negotiate with people that are killing my people every day for no reason. What is the ground? You say, oh, it's 1 or 2 decades. Thank God you listen to the third of Benue State of Tingland. He spoke like a king. He spoke like somebody who
you're talking so nice now. Why were you sounding as if
nice? Now you don't understand. You're not even to make. You know one thing about me. You can even block me. Tomorrow you can block me. I have seen a lot of people who block me or block me. You know why? Because they think that today I go talk for your issue. I speak what I think is the best at the moment. I don't think I have to speak to make you happy. That's not who I am. So when I tell you what I told you, it is the truth that I told you then. Because of saying you don't want to listen to your truth, you want to listen to yourself, you think that I want. No, I don't speak to people's happiness. I speak to what I know it is true. That tomorrow if you hold me to my broadcast, I will still stand on these issues. That's who I am. So I don't speak to make you happy. Even my father will from me. Who are you not to criticize? I criticize anybody. Criticize me, I will take care of my friend. Because that's the only way I can know what I'm doing wrong. So nobody is a better person. We're all learning to be better every day. So if you have a president who did not check on your life and you are arguing about him every day on Twitter, ask yourself a question. Do I really love myself? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Do you really love yourself? If you see the pomp and pageantry, the way and manner they're ready for the president to come in for a place where people are mourning, where 200 people have been killed. And this is not the first time. In the last 2 weeks, people have been killed. You may think it's a joke. I sent my host, my ADM, my immediate boss, not like he's my friend, but I call him my boss because he was ahead of me in the office. And he traveled to US to go study and do his BSG. And he came back from US January to do Thanksgiving in January. Do you know what happened? People, his family members, 33 of them were killed in this onslaught. 33 of his family members were killed. And you will say, oh, it's far from you. No, it's not far from you. In January, he called 7 people when this thing happened on Thursday night. You know what? He called them to know what was going on. 7 of the people he called, none of them, number went on. They were dead already. They killed these 7 persons. They killed everybody in his family. All his family members, his parents, all of them were killed. His uncles, all of them were killed. And you think this battle is about APC or PDP or Yoruba or outside this thing? We have to tell ourselves truth. That is where we are not even angry enough as a people. That's why we can think that this death is everybody's thing, is why Yoruba thing. No. But you know what? In Benue State, they gave the president a royal welcome. For what? People that are mourning. How do we take you serious? We are not serious people. We can argue on Twitter, disagree, or Yoruba say, we're not serious people. We're not angry enough. We're not angry enough. 200 people dying and we call the number. We're not angry enough. The president is telling you that he cannot travel to the place because the road is bad. Who is the job of you to do the road? The president. But you know what? They don't care about you and I. But you will cry and cry on Twitter. You will hate me. You will block me. You will take my father. You even insult my father. You will curse my name. But you think I'm your problem. I'm not your problem. I'm just part of the problem. I'm expressing the Nigerians the way you are expressing Nigeria. I'm not better than you. I'm not better than you. But my friend Abiodun said, oh, let us create the state policing. What does it cost the system to create a state police? You know how much is the budget of security this year? Go and check in the last 10 years. Go and check the amount they put for security every year. Because people are making money out of these things. So when you come in as president of Nigeria, you saw the amount of money they brought in last year. You continue where you stop. Buhari that you know, anybody that's about Buhari now will start crying. Buhari is in UK right now. He lives in the UK right now. You only come to Nigeria and visit. You can cry very well. Oh, Buhari of the North. Buhari does not stay in the North. Buhari stay in the UK. He knows why. Until we understand that these people are not, nobody is Yoruba, nobody is Hausa in this case, we will understand this thing very well. Buhari of the North is not living in the UK. He now lives in the UK. He only visits Nigeria. And when he visits, he will go back again to his country. He lives in the UK now. When Tinubu finishes his tenure, you go back to France and he will come and visit Nigeria and you will cry and cry and cry and make another person again. We have to tell ourselves truth. Only a fool will do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. There's no result that will come in. If all of us don't unite to push people who are taking our lives and are taking our future before our very before. People who have truncated our future, our destiny has been truncated. You finish university, there's no job for you. Your life is hopeless. Not because it was God, but because you have a system that has crippled your life. And we cannot continue to do so. Very, 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 very fortunately, will be the case. If you're a thief in Nigeria, you'll be at the level of where you'll be at the higher level in Nigeria. Go and check who members of House of Assembly or appointees of government today. They are criminals who have done things that you know of in your community, in your area, in your local government, in your states. These are criminals. These are people that will rule you very soon. It is not the danger that will rule you again. It is who were able to steal and he was not caught. Even when they caught you, you were able to make your way out of that prison. And the people that will leave the place and come and rule you and die. Tinubu was a criminal. He's still a criminal. He was arrested. He brought money out. And nobody has been able to answer that question. Why do you forfeit money? You don't forfeit money that you have. Nobody will forfeit your money from your hand if you cannot give account for it. Nigeria, the Poker Act, which is the Proceeds of Crime Act, said they can even collect money from you, seize your money if you cannot account for the money. That was what happened in the US. Tinubu could not account for the money. Not only that, he was a criminal. He's still a criminal. This is President of Nigeria, giving the executive president of Nigeria, both the ceremonial and the real power of the president is in that person. You know what? We don't know what to become of us after 4 years or 6 years or whatever years. But we don't know. One thing I know for sure is if we don't come together, and if you think that it's tribalism that will help us, if you think it is religious foolishness that will help us, right? By the time the criminals will take over, you know what? They will come and tell you they are Christian or they are Muslim. You will see them on camera going to mosque or going to church. You know what? Their mind is far away from God. There's no country that God rules that behave like the way we behave in Nigeria. No, that's not godly country. That's a criminal enterprise. And Nigeria is a criminal enterprise. Thank you so much.